I'm a Leaf fan. Through ballads, chaos, through Sundance tears, through decades of drought, through wasted years, but loyalty, that's our brand. We stand, we chant, we clap our hands, we bleed the white, we wear the blue, we dream of what we're born to do. Raise that cup, parade the street, Maple Leafs, our hearts still beat. So cue the music, strike the chord, this ain't just hockey, it's folklore. From Carlton's grin to legends past, we're Leaf forever, built to last. Son of a pitch, I'm a Leaf fan, and when fate knocks us out again, we'll sing this verse, we'll feel the flame, because every year we play the game. As Leaf fans, we'd all like to thank Joe Bowen for all the calls he made. Maybe this year he'll call a cup. As Leaf fans, you know, we'll never give up. We'll never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Let's win that cup. Let's win that cup.
Camp, but we'll see it tonight. Nyes, Matthews, Doma potentially ushering a new era of top-line Maple Leafs hockey preseason game against the Red Wings.
Yeah, I feel like Nyes, Matthews, and Domi makes the most sense to start the season. Like with Domi, if he's back at full health and everything's good, like that's who I would want to see on the top line. Michelli had a nice little run there, but he's with Waugh and Joshua on like kind of a newcomer line, which I also like. You know, a little bit of new faces all together. That one's got a little speed, a little push. We'll see how it all works out, but I think Domi on the top line is what we've penciled in. So another opportunity to see it tonight when Matthews preseason just saying that he only likes to play 2 preseason games. So Leafs fans at home tonight get to see him.
Yeah, the lineup looks different, clearly. It is not as talented, but it looks more connected. There's utility on every line. Brad Treliving is working hard to sort of bring in his, or put his stamp on things, bring in the idea of his type of lineup as opposed to what it was before. I mean, David Kamp's still with this team, but he's not in this lineup. Calle Ehrenkrok still with this team, not in the lineup. Same with Nick Robertson. They have enough depth right now to make meaningful lineup decisions. And right now, Brad Treliving is making decisions that are more towards and geared towards his type of hockey, Craig Berube's type of hockey, and frankly, new Maple Leafs hockey.
The penultimate preseason game is next. We'll get you set with Puck Drop with Joe Bowen and Jim Ralph. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Step inside Ed Sheeran's world.
I didn't just drop a new album play, we built a whole channel around it.
Hear the songs that shaped his life, the global sounds behind play, and exclusive stories he's never told before, all handpicked by Ed.
The songs that shaped me, with a few guilty pleasures.
And now, step even closer with Ed's exclusive SiriusXM concert. Listen anytime on the SiriusXM app. Search Ed Sheeran.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Nothing puts you closer to the action than SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan, and
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with a group, and I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change, and we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate, weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, moves in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM. The Leafs Radio Network.
Only 2 more to go. Oh, thank God. At any rate, tonight and then Saturday, the 2 final preseason games. I'm kind of surprised the Red Wings are dressing a lineup that is very much, it looks like what might be opening night.
Yeah, I mean, you're missing some guys. JT Comfort, James Van Riemsdyk, who signed in the offseason, Patrick Kane is well on the lineup. But other than that, a lot of NHL experience. Blue line pretty solid, and goaltending's another area with Cam Talbot here. We don't see John Gibson, but yeah, very close to what they might have opening night.
Starting goaltenders brought to you by Molson. Molson, everyone in. Cam Talbot gets the call for the Wings as play is underway, and Anthony Stolarz is in goal for Toronto as it's down into the Toronto end. At least Austin Matthews playing it off the boards for Max Domi, who plays to an open wing. Getting to it quickly there is McCabe. Long lead pass is bunted in over the line. Matthews hustles after it, but he was interfered with and pushed into the corner and couldn't get to the puck. Am I wrong? Did I see that wrong?
I think you could have called that.
I think so too. Puck down into the Toronto zone. Chipped up on the wing for Domi. Domi will slide it ahead for Nyes, but too far. The Leafs are starting to get their first change of the game in as Tavares is over the board, soon to be joined by Nylander and Bobby McMahon as a drop pass goes and Seider's shot hit a leg. He'll go back after it now, and Moritz Seider plays it down into the corner. Grabbed off along the boards by Marco Kasper. A centering pass intercepted by Tavares. And the Leafs have it under control in their own zone. Glad you're along with us. This was always every year as the Leafs get a break now with Nylander in. Oh, and a good pad save by Talbot. Every year the Leafs would play the Red Wings back to back in games, even when we had 9 preseason games. I think we played Adirondack a couple of times too.
Going back to the North Division, that happened 4 or 5 times during the season, dude, didn't it?
And the problem was no one liked one another. So the animosity got ratcheted up fairly quickly. Puck down in the Toronto zone. Benoit playing it around on the boards to the far side. Sent in along the boards into the corner. Raymond trying to come out of the corner with it. Raymond sends it towards the net, but it went off his skate. And now Oliver Ekman-Larsson gets it ahead for Tavares. Tavares trying to punch it up the wall, and the puck will come free. And OEL comes to center, shoots it in, and a penalty coming here against the Detroit Red Wings to start game.
So holding maybe on the far side.
First period is brought to you by Bet99. Is built in Canada by Canadians for Ontario players. So Canadian, it's official partner of the NHL. 19 plus, play responsibly. Available to persons in Ontario only. So there, take that, Edmonton.
Mason Appleton with the holding penalty. That was just kind of an innocent play on the far boards, but hooked on to Dakota Joshua long enough to draw the eye of the official.
Leafs get the face-off and a deflection and on goal. Here's Nyes to the far side. They score! Nyes sets up Matthews very quickly. And 6 seconds into the power play, the Leafs have the opening goal. Oh, can we see this a few times this year?
Well, Morgan Riley is back on the power play for the Leafs after the draw was won back to the left point. Does the smart thing, get it to the net. He had Tavares and Nyes both heading there. I think Tavares redirects the initial shot that goes off Talbot and back out front, off the left pad of Talbot, and then Matthew Nyes, who has shown that he can be so good with that big frame between the hash marks in front of the Red Wing net. Instead of throwing it back towards the goal, it's about a 7-foot pass to his left. Austin Matthews, and Matthews just snaps it short side before Talbot can react to it.
So Austin Matthews gets his second preseason goal. And the Maple Leafs have an early 1-0 lead. Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot, Mr. Ralph.
All right.
What are we going to see from Matthew Nyes, points and goals? Give me a ballpark that you think.
What was he, 29 last year?
Yeah.
I believe, 29-29?
Yep.
I'm going to say there's a 35 potential.
There's a shot that is gobbled up by Talbot and held for a face-off.
I could say, I'm going to say close to a point a game. I think there's that potential, but I'll go 35-40.
Okay.
75 points.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
I think you'd take that because obviously, you know, what you love about him on the power play is going to the front of the net, and a lot of times you can have a lot to do with a goal being scored and not pick up a point.
Matthews, Domi, and Nyes out there for the Maple Leafs, and the Red Wing Dylan Larkin waved out of the face-off circle. Matthews wins it cleanly, back to the point, long shot, blockered away by Talbot. In along the boards on the near side. Domi missed his man with it. Puck remains in the zone. Domi trying to center it, hacks at it to get it to Matthews around back of the net, who centered it right through the goal crease, and Nyes couldn't get his stick on it. First time this preseason that this grouping has been together. And I'd like you to give me your assessment of what Max Domi has to do when we get an opportunity as the puck goes down into the Toronto zone. Bobby McMahon starting out of his own zone down the right wing. McMahon bursts around the defense, now driving the net in a goal and forcing Talbot to make an excellent pad save. Red Wings bringing it back the other way. Nifty move on Benoit, but a long shot from a bad angle is easily hauled in by Anthony Stolarz.
For Max Domi, I know you've got to find some sort of chemistry. You've got to be able to make plays. I think it starts in your own end. I mean, I think you've got to be defensive, you know, so responsible defensively that allows for chances off the rush, for puck retrievals. Because if you're not, then this line is going to spend a lot of time in their own end.
Shot from the point, blockered away, rebound in front of the net, cleared into the corner. McMahon back of the net, but stolen back by the Red Wings, and they backhand it off the side of the goal wide. Detroit with another bouncing puck in front of the net, finally cleared by the Leafs, but not out. Set around back of the net, into the near corner it goes. Oliver Ekman-Larsson may have taken a high stick there, at least he's complaining to the official about it. And the Leafs Nylander is able to free it up, and out comes Oliver Ekman-Larsson, but he deflected it down too hard, and there'll be an icing call. I think one of the things that he has to do is not get caught up in the emotion of all of this. And I say that knowing the Domi family.
Yeah. But again, that goes back to what I'm saying,
exactly,
too, right?
Exactly. But he has to ride shotgun. Yeah, I understand that. He has to be the guy maybe, but he doesn't need to be the guy that starts everything. Yeah. He's going to be around. He needs to.
You don't have to replace anybody.
No. Shot.
Although I'm still going to make the prediction that's going to be an ongoing experiment the first 20-25 games of the season.
Red Wings getting it out in front, and Stolarz is able to cover up on it as driving the net was Finney.
No, and I mean by that position to play with Nyes and Matthews.
But how about the phone call this summer? Max got an idea here for
Yeah.
you. What do you think about playing with these two guys? He must have run to the rink.
And I think he's going to get time there. I think eventually you'll see Michelli get time there. I think Easton Cowan, should he make the team out of training camp, is going to get time there. I think there could be some experiment.
Across the line, the Leafs' Joshua gets it in over the line. It's cleared by the Red Wings high. And a high stick making contact, so it's going to be brought back into the Detroit zone.
No,
well, the Red Wings, I'm sure, were watching in their dressing room. The Detroit Tigers are on their way to the division championship.
It was funny. I was reading in The Athletic about who was going to, the predictions on who'd win the series, and the majority of them took Cleveland. Obviously, because of the great finish.
Collapse.
Well, no, the Tigers collapsed, and Cleveland was best team in baseball pretty much coming down the stretch, weren't they?
Yep.
And everybody was saying, well, Cleveland's hot, Detroit struggled. And one guy wrote in his prediction, he took Detroit, and he said because the sports gods like to flip the script if they get a chance. Everybody thinks, here's the trend going in, let's stick with that.
Do you know any sports gods?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, they
do this all the time?
They screwed me.
The dirty no goods. Well, we'll have a word with them.
And no warning either.
No warning. No warning at all. Well, what good would it be of having a warning? Leafs flip it out into the center ice area. Cowan can't get it away from his man, and the Red Wings are going to backhand it down into the Toronto zone. Lorenz, Lawton, and Cowan is the line out there for Toronto. McCabe gets it ahead, and that would have been way offside, and it is way offside as Easton Cowan brought it in over the line. So they're going to bring it all the way back into the Toronto zone because of the deliberate offside.
Oh, and looking at Easton Cowan, and again, this isn't a comparison. I guess it's going to sound like it. But when Mitch Marner and Mike Babcock played a lot of third, fourth line. First year he made the Toronto Maple Leafs, ended up with 19 goals as a rookie.
Yep.
And eventually earned his trust and got a line mate in Austin Matthews. Well, it was John Tavares first. And you almost think Cowan is going to be maybe the same trajectory, right? Same junior.
I got news for you.
Careers.
I think Easton Cowan is hoping that that's true.
Yes.
And so is Easton Cowan's parents down in Strathroy.
And maybe the Leafs.
Yes.
They're hoping it's
Strathroy living.
similar. Yes.
Draw to the right in the Toronto zone. Matthews wins the draw cleanly, and OEL goes around back of the net, now plays it ahead. Off Nyes, off the Red Wings, and down into Detroit territory. And the Red Wings will get back to recover the puck. And Larkin sends an errant pass through center ice to force Benoit back in his own zone. Ahead for Domi, batted from the wrong side of center ice. And it'll turn into an icing and be brought back into the Toronto zone. It is Austin Matthews with the opening goal from Nyes and Tavares, not Riley. Tavares gets the
Tavares,
assist.
he did get the redirection right in front, which caused the rebound. But it is great, when you look at the development of Matthew Nyes from last year to his rookie year, the big jump.
Red Wings win the draw, get a shot from the blue line that was blocked, cleared around back of the net. Oliver Ekman-Larsson ahead for Domi. He just gets clear of it. So got enough to go for icing? No, it's waved off. Detroit player didn't hustle back. And now that Detroit player is bringing it to center and shooting it down into the Toronto zone, but doing it offside. And so a face-off will come out into the center ice area as Albert Johansson sent it in. And now all the way back into the Detroit zone it will come.
And Matthews' rookie year, 15 goals, 35 points. Last year, 29 goals, 58 points.
The other thing that is absolutely golden about this group, there have been some very friendly contracts signed.
Yeah.
The Leafs have a wealth of cash ready for the postseason and the deadline. And notwithstanding, might have a lot of that left over for next year as a shot, and Stolarz snaps out the left glove and stops that on a nice play. Sent in on the right wing.
And what about what happened in Minnesota? They finally get the Parise Suter contracts off the books, and Kirill Kaprizov says,
I'll
take that. Yeah, don't be putting that into the envelope yet.
You doing anything with that wheelbarrow full of cash? I got my car right over here. Bring it
That's
out.
essentially where it went.
Oh, absolutely.
Amazing.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Your home for the biggest stories in the league is SiriusXM NFL Radio.
Set your alarm. This is Solomon Wilcots from the opening drive. The NFL kicks off a Week 5 Sunday slate in London. Plus, we'll check in on the remaining undefeated teams.
Touchdown! Josh Allen, the beast, has been released!
And get your reaction a quarter of the way through the season.
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The Leafs Radio Network.
Face off in the Toronto zone, 13:38 left to play in the first period. And a power play goal by Austin Matthews, his second of the preseason, from Nyes and Tavares at 2:08. And a shot from the point doesn't make it through, and now the Leafs are breaking out at center ice. Michelli one-hands it down into the Detroit end. Back to recover it is Edmondson. Round back at the net. That's drawn a crowd up against the end boards. And Michelli winning that fight as it comes along the boards and trying to work it is Nicolas Roy. Roy has it blacked out there as it comes back to the blue line and just poked out at center ice. The Leafs go back for it. The Leafs are changing on the go. And Michelli will head to the bench. And now the Leafs with an errant pass and an icing call will come against Toronto.
All right, and I'm sure you're like me, kind of glued to the TV set the last few days, watching from the Ryder Cup now into the baseball playoff. Do you have a favorite baseball playoff, whether you were a kid or in college? Is there one series?
Not even remotely close.
Which one?
Boston Red Sox down 3-0 to the New York
2004.
Yankees. And that series that they did was maybe the best piece of
strategy,
sports video in the history of everything. I mean,
Dave Roberts stealing bases.
Oh yeah, and
Kevin Millar
being
walks.
the star of the show. That had to be the best.
David Ortiz was. Beast.
No, I meant the video star.
Yeah, the video.
Leafs get it down into the Detroit zone. Played around the boards. What about you?
Well, the Blue Jays ones were big, obviously, 92, 93. But for me, as a kid, 1975 might have been my favorite sports year. The Cincinnati Reds.
The Cincinnati Reds, yes. Here's a chance
Sox.
across the line for Benoit. One-handing it in front. Easily steered aside by Talbot, and it's cleared to center ice. Yeah, that was special. That was a
Carlton Fist's home run in Game 6.
Yeah, that broke my heart too. God, I was a Red Sox fan well before the Blue Jays arrived on the scene, so I have allegiances that will be divided somewhat. But cheering for the Jays as the long shot is gloved by Stolarz in hell for a face.
See, and I got to be careful, because when we do dinners that I've cut out for the most part now. And there'd be some dinners where I would have to interview the head table, and I know I've had to interview you at some.
I've managed to live through it.
But some people think I'm as stupid as I sound. which may
aren't?
not be accurate. But asking Joe Carter what his biggest moment was.
He must have looked at you like you'd fallen off the moon.
But by the way, he was a big Reds fan too. We talked about that during the dinner. But as soon as I asked him, people are going, "What is he, an idiot?"
He's an idiot. Nyes gets it down into the Red Wing zone, but turning back with it now is DeBrincat.
Pretty hard to prove it otherwise.
No. There's no other examples of that. None. Zero. Puck back of the Toronto goal. McCabe having difficulties with it. Tanev gets it to him. He'll get it up on the wing, and McMahon just gets it out before it's shot right back in again. Tanev down the boards, trying to get it back in the net for McCabe. He bunted it out in front of the net. And the Leafs are going to get it ahead, and Bobby McMahon getting hooked from behind. Lost the puck, and the Red Wings bring it right back in again. Lucas Raymond shot in on goal on the left wing side. Good save. The rebound. Trying to send it off the goaltender and in was Dylan Larkin. Comes back to the point. Edmondson to the near side. Long shot. I think Stolarz got a piece of that. And the Leafs find some open ice, and Nylander flips the puck out at center. Tavares along with McMahon after the puck. Tavares slipped and fell, but he's onto it now and getting it back into the slot. Pass in front, and it was just out of the reach of Dakota Joshua. Then a shot from the point by Benoit was steered aside by Cam Talbot. Red Wings get it out at center with half the first period to go. 1-0 Toronto. Down into the corner. Nicholas Roy dropping it off. Attempted pass there by the Leafs, goes into the corner. Now into the slot area for Riley. Riley drops it back to the point. Shot in traffic, was high and wide. Grabbed off by the Leafs in the corner. Trying to work his way free and get it out. And doing so was Raw, and a shot taken at the blue line went wide. Now back of the net. Centering pass for Nicholas Raw. Coming to the net with a shot. Oh, and he paid the price. He got a good shot on goal. Talbot made a good glove save, but he got flattened right after he made that effort at the net. Sider will shoot it into the Toronto end. Puck back of the net. Anthony Stolarz kind of misfired on that as it comes back to the point. Sider keeping it in down the half wall. Got around one man, couldn't get around the other man, and the puck goes free to the Maple Leafs in their own zone, and now a pass is going to come to the line but not out. Red Wings keep it into Sider at the point. Blocked there at the blue line on a good play made by Easton Cowan. And the pass, trying to get it out there, was Lorenz, and now Lawton looking up at center, and they don't find Cowan, who circles back and now is going to head to the bench. Nyes along with Matthews and Domi. Shot into the Detroit zone. Domi comes out of the corner with it, back to the point. Tanev to McCabe, back to Tanev. Wrist shot coming, didn't make it through, but a pass in front of the net. Here's Domi with it to Matthews in the corner. Matthews back to Max. Domi with it, leaving it on the boards and trying to run in on the right wing boards was Chris Tanev. That ended up getting blocked. And the puck is still in the Red Wing zone, though. Domi doing a nice job of keeping the puck in, and they do. Shot from the blue line was just off the mark wide. Matthews trying to get it out in front, but couldn't. And now the Red Wings are just going to get rid of it, and the Leafs will get a change going here. Played right back down into Detroit territory with 7:46 to go in the first, and the Leafs leading 1-0 on a goal from Austin Matthews. Play it around the boards for Nylander. On the right wing side, gets it ahead. Brandon Carlo to Riley. Riley had to stick handle around a broken stick. Now the Leafs are going to go to the power play. Didn't really see that penalty either. And Cowan trying to drop the puck back. And it is touched by the Red Wings, and the Leafs will go to their second power play, and the first one took all of 6 seconds.
This is going to be a cross-checking penalty. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. We're going to have to wait and see. A look at a replay to see who the culprit is. Looking down, is it Dylan Larkin going off for the Red Wings?
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Wherever Canadians raise a glass, you'll find Molson. There's a good reason for that. When you've been in Canada for over 230 years, you get around in the cups and fridges of Canadians, generation after generation. Molson has a beer for everyone. So raise a glass or cup or whatever you pour your Molson in, because it doesn't matter what it's in. It matters where it's from. Canadian, export, ultra, excel, Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses, with customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
With most Subaru models, all-wheel drive comes standard. Heated front seats, high ground clearance, Apple CarPlay, standard. Eyesight driver assist to help when you're distracted by fall foliage, standard. Guy announcing the radio ad now wanting a Subaru? Yeah, standard. Subaru. Uncommon comes standard. Hurry into your local Subaru dealership today for lease rates from 1.99% for 24 months on select models and get great value that, you guessed it, comes standard. Conditions apply. See dealer for details. Hey, seriously, can I get one?
This is Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Scores! Johnny Tavares opens the scoring!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Leafs 1, Detroit no score. Going to the power play for the second time. Tavares, Matthews, and Nylander up front. Riley back near the blue line, and Nyes is there as well for puck retrieval. And the draw's one, and the Leafs get it back to the blue line. Riley walks the line, gives it off to Matthews. Down low, it goes for Nylander. Back to Matthews. He whistled it over top of the net, and it explodes off the glass and comes all the way to center. Nylander working out of his own zone to the line. Flips in for Tavares. Tavares chips back at the net for Willie, along the boards for Nyes. Nyes mishandled the puck. And because he gave the Red Wings an opportunity, they send it out and down the ice. Rink-wide pass from Nylander. Matthews dropping it back for him. Willie hits the line and in on the left wing side with a pass for Nyes. It goes back to Riley. Fed over on the far side for Tavares, and he tried to go D to D with it. Red Wings got a stick in the way. Now Tavares has an odd man rush going in over the line. Brought in by Nylander, but he loses it. And it is shot down the ice by Detroit.
It's amazing how many times that happens, eh? You score it within seconds of the first power play, and the second one you can't even control it in the offensive zone.
Michelli gets across the line, dropping for Cowan. Poked into the corner. Domi sends it around the boards. Michelli trying to play it back to the blue line, just did. Oliver Ekman-Larsson sends it back in to the far corner. Cowan is lifted off his skates. And the Red Wings get it out and down the ice. 5:35 to play in the period. Michelli with 15 seconds left in the power play. Flipped in around back of the net. Trying to get it free is the Red Wings, and it is shot down the ice by Mason Appleton. It turns into, wait a minute, there's a holding penalty, I think, coming to the Leafs. So Detroit will go to their first power play.
And that's going to be, 1 second away. And Dylan Larkin, I'm sure, I don't know which way to head when he comes out of the penalty box. Boy, we've had some, that's 3 mystery calls, kind of, isn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like Sider kind of clamped onto the stick or the arm to draw it. But I still think Detroit's owed one.
Yeah.
From what we've seen so far.
In the Toronto zone to the left. McCabe mishandles the puck, trying to get it to his defense partner. Tanev after it in the far corner, but Pellicker got it back to the blue line. Leafs battle for it as it comes out into neutral ice. Red Wings back in their own zone. Brought through center by Lucas Raymond. And a bad pass is intercepted by Jake McCabe, and he sends it down the ice. Wholesale changes for the penalty killers. Red Wings starting out on their own zone. Right wing side for Lucas Raymond. Dropped it back at the blue line. Just kept in by Moritz Seider. He gets it back in the slot. Dished off for Raymond. Back to Seider. Seider in the middle of the ice. Back to Raymond. Trying to get it in front. Gets it again. Doesn't shoot it. Works down into the corner. Now he centers it in front for Larkin. And now to Seider, and a shot was redirected, I think, by the Red Wing player in front, and it went wide. Seider to the far side. Now back to Raymond. One-timer on the far side didn't connect. Red Wings keeping the puck in. Lawton unable to get to it. Down low and a wraparound attempt, but a bad pass intended there for Larkin. And it's stolen back by the Maple Leafs, and now Steven Lorenz will carry it to center and just flip it in. And he'll peel to the bench to get a change of players with a half minute to go in the power play. 3:44 left to play in the first period. Toronto leads it 1-0. Stolen again right at the Leaf zone and shot down the ice by Austin Matthews. He looks up at the clock, sees there's a dozen seconds left in the penalty. He's tried to send it in front. Red Wings will start out with it. Through center ice for Andrew Kopp. Turned over and almost a breakaway, and it is a breakaway. Nyes is in alone. Backhand, great save made by Talbot. Nyes with the rebound back of the goal, can't get it in front. Clear-cut breakaway for Matthew Nyes from the neutral zone, and Talbot outguessed him. Played high and down into the Leaf end. Icing waved off. Red Wing falls, going after the puck in the offensive zone, and now Riley starts out with it. Got it up on the right wing, played by Nylander, but now a turnover. Red Wings bring it back in, 3-on-2, a shot. Ow! That was right up by the neck of Stolarz. He shakes it off, says, no, okay, play on, McDuff, to the official. And there'll be an icing call against Toronto as a result.
I like the explosive speed by Nyes to get open in the middle of the ice. And a little forehand, backhand move, but Cam Talbot, the veteran goaltender of the Detroit Red Wings, was able to stay with him. This was all because, Joe, of Austin Matthews. You know, we talk about playing well defensively to create offense. Matthews breaks the play up in the neutral zone and then shovels it out to Nyes, who walked in alone.
Long shot from the point, backhanded towards the net, but stopped by the Maple Leafs and then pushed out into neutral ice. Bobby McMahon gets it a little deeper into Red Wing territory. Brought back by Lucas Raymond and fed into the Toronto zone. Played down into the corner. A centering pass comes back to the point. Walking the line was Johansson. Dished off for Larkin. Back to Johansson. Down into the corner on the left wing side, and a sharp angled shot by Rasmussen was stopped there by Stolarz. And now we got Morgan Riley. Lucas Raymond. Something has gotten underneath their bonnets.
Though neither one looks like they're that interested in continuing on. They kind of both just...
see. Raymond kind of gave Stolarz an elbow on the way through. No call, or is there a call? Raymond is sort of heading towards the penalty box, and I think Morgan Riley is going to join him. It is 1-0 Toronto. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Hear the music that took her from the streets of Medellin to sold-out stadiums around the world.
Hi everyone, this is Karol G, and welcome to Karol G Radio.
The stories behind the anthems and the moments that turned heartbreak into hits. bold, unstoppable, 100% Tropico Queta.
This channel is for all my fans who have been on this journey with me.
Carol G Radio. For a limited time starting tomorrow on Channel 79 or listen now at home with the SiriusXM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid, and they need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
The Leafs Radio Network.
Leafs with a 1-0 lead late in the first period. 1:52 to go in it. Austin Matthews on the power play. On neutral ice. Domi taking the face-off. And got waved out, so Matthews moves in.
Penalties to Detroit's number 23, Lucas Raymond, 2 minutes for goaltender interference. And the Maple Leafs number 44, Morgan Riley, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties.
So coincident minor penalties. Puck down in the Toronto zone with Matthews finding his man. Benoit slides it up the boards and Matthews is out. Matthews through center across the line to Domi on the right wing, half boards and stops there. Looks back towards the blue line. Still with it as it comes to Tanev. Over on the far side for Nyes. Nyes drops it back for Tanev. They're cycling the puck and giving it to Domi now. Top of the circles to McCabe. McCabe finds Matthews. Matthews doesn't shoot it as he turns. Works down the right wing board. Seider trying to follow him. Matthews around back of the net. Had it taken away. And it is cleared by Detroit down the ice. No icing. Minute to go.
Now, preseason or not, Matthews has got the swagger back, doesn't he?
It would appear that is the case. Matthew Nyes just got filled in on a hit. As the puck goes back, that was Edmondson who delivered the hit. I'm sure Matthew will register a number. He seems to be very good at that these days. Penalty coming to Toronto. And Nyes tried to pay it back with an elbow.
No, Nyes just took a slash.
Red Wings in over the line. Got it into the slot, but it's going to come all the way out at center with 17 seconds left to play in the period.
I thought maybe Detroit would have just given the puck up to get a little 4-on-3, a little more 4-on-3 time before the period ended.
Well, there's 9 seconds left now as Kopp gets it in across the line, quickly poked out at center by Oliver Ekman-Larsson to end the period. Looks like the second last preseason game, doesn't it?
But a lot of them have been the same, right? The Leafs started out pretty solid. Didn't really happen against Montreal, but you know we've seen it 3 of the 4 games coming in. Detroit, by the way, will play 8 preseason games to the Leafs 6. They're 3-3 coming into this one. But like we saw earlier with the Ottawa Senators, they come in, the Leafs have a pretty good first period and are able to take a lead despite being outshot 10-7 in the opening 20 minutes.
I think a penalty's been called to the Maple Leafs here.
Yeah, it's Matthew Nyes, I think, a bit of an elbow.
By on Edmondson. That's a bit of a payback. At any rate, so now the Leafs are going to find themselves down a man when the second period starts. It is 1-0 Toronto. We'll step aside. Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert standing by. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Don't sweat the Sunday morning fantasy football roster decisions.
Need your help, need your help, need your help.
Let the experts of SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio be your guides. Jeff Radcliffe, Jeff Mans, and Matthew Barry's Fantasy Life keep you informed with up-to-the-minute injury news and start-sit advice.
He's a must-start. He's playing a bad defense, and he's going to go off.
Get the info you need on game day all season long on Fantasy Sports Radio, SiriusXM 87 in the car, and on the SiriusXM app.
Under review. And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. Nothing puts you closer to the action than SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan. And
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with a group, and thus I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change, and we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game. And when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have a take and don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, the show has never changed. We're just back home. And it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
We deliver the NHL.
Head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore. What's the mental approach to get to the dance?
Every year you start at the same spot as every team, right? Like you're at the bottom of the mountain. And when we get to that point, if we can, then we can knock down the final kind of stretch of highway we haven't been able to cover. So let's make the best out of every day and play our ass off every night and see what happens.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91. We deliver the NHL.
With Jim Nill, the general manager of the Dallas Stars, what have you determined over the summer that seems to be missing over the last 3 years?
It's not easy to win in the playoffs. Really, it's just finding a way to punch through. You maybe get a little bit lucky. Had to go through a lot of adversity, but that's what you have to do. And that's kind of a message to my team is, you've gone through adversity over these last 2-3 years, and you just have to keep at it.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91. The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back. Stick handles to the backhand. Moves in front. Score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM. MLS, NWSL, the USL, and more covering the beautiful game here at home. American soccer lives on SiriusXM FC 157. Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it. There's a chance. Rebound. Caulfield shoots and scores.
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate, weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
And the Leafs Radio Network.
Get the face off and a deflection and on goal. Here's Nyes to the far side. They score. Nyes sets up Matthews very quickly. And 6 seconds into the power play, the Leafs have the opening goal.
Well, welcome to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert with your intermissions and post-game. That's a 1-0 lead for the Maple Leafs on that call from Austin Matthews on the power play. That's what you like to hear.
Yeah, that's what you like to see from the power play. 6 seconds is about as efficient as you can get scoring goals. Hopefully some of that carries over into the regular season with the number one power play unit. I guess you could take some positives from it. I mean, Austin Matthews looks very much not inhibited by things like he was last year. John Tavares and Matthew Nyes, more important now, given that Mitch Marner has exited. But I think most important, Morgan Riley getting a shot through, create some space, and quality offensive players can make quality offensive plays. leads to Austin Matthews getting a free shot into the back of the net. So positives from a power play unit that we're going to see likely on opening night. Yeah, it's nice to have a postseason and off season where we're not questioning Austin Matthews' health. Like, we didn't talk about it too much. Obviously, it'll be a question if there's time off needed, but he looks fresh. He decided and opted to only play 2 preseason games, and he scores 6 seconds into that power play. It's a nice thing to see. His health, his impact is probably A1 on everyone's list of things that need to stay clean for the Maple Leafs this year. And without Mitch Marner, there's a lot more eyeballs on what Austin Matthews can do. Not that he's always been has to rely on Mitch Marner, but they have been tandem in a sense, like McDavid and Draisaitl, Marner and Matthews, and now it's just Matthews. So good to see him getting out there, getting a power play goal, and little subtle fist bump like he didn't care. Yeah, I mean, you're convinced that he actually does care, but in a preseason game,
sure
guys who scored 69 in a season, that one probably doesn't move the needle much, at least for me. But without Mitch Marner, he wasn't a prolific goal scorer, but you're going to miss some goal scoring in his absence. 100-point-plus season, you got to make up for that somehow. I think part of that is going to be Austin Matthews just returning to form. He didn't need Mitch Marner to feed him every single time he scored a goal. He certainly helped out with those prolific goal-scoring seasons, but it wasn't completely tied to that. So I think Max Domi's going to be part of that. Michelli's going to be part of that, but mostly Matthew Nye is going to be a part of that. I guess some John Tavares on the power play as well. But to make up that offense, it's going to have to come from sources beyond Austin Matthews and having a far better season, which we expect pending health. The third line, very different. It's going to have to chip in with some goals. Fourth line, very different. Probably more likely to score some goals, given that it's not something that's completely defense first and defense exclusive this season, or at least that's the way they're planning it. So it's going to have to come from varieties of sources, but I think the main source is going to have to be Austin Matthews just getting back to what he does best, which is scoring goals, just without Mitch Marner this time around. Yes, definitely. One more postseason, or I keep saying postseason. I'm looking at the postseason baseball. One more preseason game for the Maple Leafs, which is Saturday night. Don't expect to see this good looking of a lineup, I don't think, on Saturday night, as they'll probably rest a couple of the big boys before next week. But Nyes, Matthews, Domi, I anticipate will be the top line for the Maple Leafs moving forward. I don't see why not. McMahon, Tavares, Nylander in that second line. But the Michelli, Waugh, Joshua line, I saw a great tweet. I wish I had who wrote it, but it was like they should call that the Marner line. It's all the Marner pieces, really. So it's kind of a smart way. But I am really curious about the Lorentz, Lawton, Cowan line, because Cowan, we can direct our conversation to him next. He's really only one of the, I guess, remaining puzzle pieces. I think the back end looks the way it's probably going to look. I think we have one goaltender currently that we know will play goalie for the Maple Leafs, which is Stolarz. Still not sure on the return of Joseph Woll. So let's talk about Easton Cowan's potential role. The fact that he's still playing with only 2 preseason games left and not a lot of youngins still up with the big club. I think that's a huge opportunity, but he has about tonight 2 periods and maybe 3 on Saturday night to either make this team or not. Producer Armin #noticing that a lot of puck battles were lost for Easton Cowan in that opening period. And you don't have to be just quintessential fourth liner where you're not going to lose a puck battle because you're so tough and this is the brand of hockey of fourth liner players. That's not necessarily the case, but I think Easton Cowan does have to prove that he is strong enough to play at this level, and that might just be strictly a maturing and aging thing. You look at the 05s, Easton Cowan born in 2005, which hurts me, but born in 2005. The only other 05s that played regularly in the league last year were Connor Bedard, Zach Benson, and Will Smith. There was an 06 Macklin Celebrini, but he's proving to be pretty special. So it just takes something special generally to make that leap. And there will be a lot more 05s this year. Clearly, Easton Cowan may be a part of it, but it's just not necessarily a guarantee. You've got to build in many ways. You've got to build in terms of hockey IQ, your ability to find somewhere to play and be reliable in that role, but also just becoming a man. Easton Cowan is in the process of doing that. And if you're on the fourth line with Scott Lawton and Steven Lorentz, you got to prove that you can do probably some of the more difficult things, which is just win simple puck battles and make sure that you're on the right side of the puck and making sure that the puck is going to the right spots, because he's used to just being the weaponized forward who's scoring hundreds of points at the Ontario Hockey League level. So this would be a change in line role for him. Worth having a little extra offense in the lineup, but if it's not going to be something that's going to become routine given the role, like you do question exactly where he belongs. Some will say that Easton Cowan has to be a top 6 player to play in the NHL right now, and maybe that's not an opportunity because of how
maybe not
powerful
the Leafs,
team is on the top 6. But he just might have to bide his time. But right now, I think Craig Berube wants to see it, and what he saw in that period was probably a player who showed his age at times.
Yeah, not in the lineup tonight. We're wearing gray jerseys at Leafs skate this morning, so Easton Cowan got the call in. Was Nick Robertson. We know this guy's got a lot of question marks around like his future. Is he a trade target? Whatever. Calle Jarnkrok, a guy who's put a lot of miles on. David Kampf, who's usually been slotted in as a fix-it-all guy. And Michael Pezzetta, who brings a little bit of a different zesty fighting sense than Easton Cowan would, but also still looking to earn his spot with Maple Leafs. So those are at least 4 options that he's above right now in tonight's game in terms of getting a look. So those are kind of your thoughts on who could play in a 4th line role if it isn't Easton Cowan.
Yeah, it just depends what you want. Do you want the potential fighter in there, Pezzetta? Maybe. Do you want the safest option, Calle Jarnkrok? Maybe. Do you want the highest upside option, Easton Cowan? Maybe. And I guess they'll figure that out. But certainly advantage right now is to Easton Cowan, and maybe he just gets the 9 games to prove it, and maybe he gets 9 games to prove that he can be, winning of puck battles. But we shall see. Right now, the advantage, or at least the lean, is towards the guy who does provide the highest upside, which is Easton Cowan.
1-0 lead for the Maple Leafs after 20 minutes. We'll take a quick break. We'll get you set for the second period. You're listening to Most Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
We could give you 99 reasons why Bet99 is better than those other guys. You know who they are. But we only have 30 seconds. So here's the only reason you need. Bet99 was just awarded the #1 online gaming experience by Wow Digital for the 2nd year in a row. So when it comes to the best, you don't need to look south of the border. Use local. Use Bet99, Ontario's sportsbook and online casino.
19 plus. Play responsibly. Available in Ontario only. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or the gambling of someone close to you, please go to connectsontario.ca.
The scrape of blades, the clash of sticks. Hockey's more than a game. It's unrelenting, never give up moments that make you feel alive. And so you commit to the weekly ups and downs, the long road to the playoffs. You wear your heart on your sleeve and your jersey with pride. And when you're there for your team, the NHL Shop is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at nhlshop.ca. A fanatic.
With City TV Plus, you can stream more of the shows you love from television's biggest brands.
We're going the distance on entertainment.
FX, HGTV, Bravo, Food Network, Discovery, ID, and more.
It's all killer, no filler.
There's a whole lot more drama, more true crime, more lifestyle, more reality.
Can I have the crazy pill that y'all took?
There's more to stream and more to love.
Oh my God, I love it.
Get more entertainment with City TV Plus. Start your free trial today at citytvplus.ca.
A lot of my life is revolving around improving my mental health. I'm always asking myself what my purpose is. So I find that when I donate plasma, it is something that you know is good. Someone else is getting what they need, and I feel like I'm getting what I need.
Canadian Blood Services. Experience what you get when you give. Book an appointment at blood.ca.
Bright sunshine day.
Why BDC for my business? The timing's right. Everything's in motion. Economy's changing. It's all about automation, AI. So I said to myself, take the plunge. Yes, I need a loan, but I also need a hand from a partner who's truly working with me, helping me no matter what comes next. Not later. Now.
Get ready for what's next. With BDC, you get financing and advice adapted to your projects. Discover how at bdc.ca/financing. BDC. Financing, advising, know-how.
Wake me up when we make the playoffs.
Wake up, Canada. We made it.
At Endy, we know greatness starts with a great rest. That's the beauty of sleep. It fuels focus and sharpens performance. It's how Endy helps all Canadians rise to shine. Endy mattresses are proudly made in Canada. And right now, take $150 off for a limited time. Shop now at endy.com. Terms and conditions apply.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Centering scores! Max Domi! My goodness!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Welcome back to Most Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590. The Fan of the Maple Leafs Radio Network. 1-0 lead for the Maple Leafs after a power play goal by Austin Matthews. We only have about 30 seconds to get you set for the second period. Thoughts?
Just like it is the NHL lineup, it is what we're going to see 6 days from now, but you just, like, it doesn't feel the same. Like, it is 70% at max out there. And that's okay.
It's okay.
It's not quite the inter-squad game with the
true.
Blue
It's
Jays.
more than the inter-squad game.
But this Maple Leafs team, it's going to have to look a little bit more
intense. And they're going to play
intense.
this team 4 times in the next 5 games.
Yeah, but 2 of those are going to be meaningful, and it's going to look a whole hell of a lot different.
That is true. Regardless, we'll get you set for the second period with Jim Ralph and Joe Bowen. You're listening to Most Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan of the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Want to hear something scary? Spirits are swirling in the SiriusXM app with creepy Halloween treats. Countdown haunted hits on the Freaky 50. Howl at the moon with wicked rock specials. Spell on you. And unearth more monstrous fun all month long. Then you can monster mash. Just search Halloween on the SiriusXM app if you dare.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. Nothing puts you closer to the action than SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan. And
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with the group, and I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change, and we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91. The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM. Leafs Radio Network.
Leafs with a 1-0 lead, taken to the second period, but are going to be 2 men short here, or 1 man short, until the coincident minor penalties are served, and now they are 1 man short as Riley joins Chris Tanev on the defense. Lawton couldn't get it out past the blue line. It comes to the near side. Working it in now is Raymond. Raymond getting it back to the point. Sider to the far side. Gets it back again, and the shot coming, and it whistled wide. Leafs attempt to clear, but can't. Sider gets it back again, this time from Pelika, and now into the corner it goes. Centering effort didn't work. Leafs are going to play it to the line, but Moritz Seider is there again. And now...
That's a linesman had his arm up.
Yeah.
The puck come out?
Gee. I don't think so. Well, you know, they are closer to it.
Yeah. Technically, it's their job.
Good point. How about the Blue Jays playing kind of inter-squad games, and the coaches are umpiring and taking all kinds of abuse. All kinds of it. Oh, yeah? Try it yourself, big boy. Yeah. Leafs intercept the puck, but don't get it out and down into the zone, and another penalty coming to Toronto. Leafs are going to be 2 men short for at least almost a minute, as it is touched now. And a 5-on-3 is coming as a result.
It's a high sticking penalty, and this could be 4. Yeah, it is. That's going to be a double minor, as it was Lucas Raymond that got caught with a high stick. So 5-on-3 for
5. 4-minute double minor, high stick.
All right.
Kendrick Nicholson and Mike Sullivan are the referees. Mark Shuchuk and James Tobias are the linesmen.
That's right. And Carlo is going to the box. And not only did they lose other player, they lose one of their top defenseman penalty killers.
So it'll be Tanev and McCabe.
Nick Cowan.
Yeah. And Roy, as it comes back to the point. Near side now for Pelika. Goes back to the point. Sider working in. Down low. Pass across. And a shot. Good save made there by Stolarz. That took time to kind of materialize. And he got across. And a good block there by Tanev to block his centering pass as it comes back to the point. Sider doesn't shoot it. And when it is shot down goes Stolarz. And he's able to cover up on it.
Well, obviously, you want to have success every shift, every game, even in the preseason. I don't think either coach minds this.
Get to work on things.
Yeah,
absolutely.
From a league standpoint, okay, 5 on 3. Let's see
who we
we can throw out there. Nick Law did an admirable job.
Oh.
And now you got Scotty Lott coming out.
Along with Benoit. The face-off in the Toronto zone to the left is scrummed. Comes back to the point. One-timer coming. Big save. And it explodes to the line, but it's kept in by Sider. Sider dishes off on the right side for Larkin. Cross-ice pass comes over on the near wing. Trying to get it out in front of the net was Pelika. Now to the point. A wrist shot. Goes high over top of the net. Oliver Ekman-Larsson finds an opening. Sends it down the... I'll tell you what, if he'd have got his head up just for a second, he had Scotty Lott in between the two defenders, and he might have been away to the races on a short-handed rush while they're 2 men short. DeBrincat gets into the line. A pass down low with a deflection right on. Rebound still in front of the net. Oh, and unable to finish the job was the Red Wing on the near boards, on the near side of the net. Puck back to the point. Wrist shot goes wide. That was DeBrincat, who had fumbled it just when he had a chance, and then a weak shot by Larkin. Goes to the far side. Riley is slow to react to it. Plays it up on the wing. Puck goes back in along the boards. Good play made there on the boards by Nicholas Raw, but he doesn't get it out. Now Riley will, and he shoots it down the ice. 2:25 left to go in the double minor penalty. Out come the Red Wings. In on the left wing for Rasmussen. He's going to drop it back to the point. Fed off on the right wing side. Top of the circle, a shot stopped by Stolarz. Now along the boards on the near side. It'll come back to the blue line once again. Gustafsson walking the line. Let a wrist shot go. That was stopped by Stolarz. And he covers up. Signing a new contract. Everything is duckety-doo. And in fairness, pretty friendly one.
Yeah, and you can put that, I guess, with the John Tavares contract. Many people think Matthew Nyes could have been, I don't want to say more selfish, because, you know, whatever a player gets, whatever he asks for, good for him to do it. But, you know, you could probably say that Nyes could have gone to training camp as a holdout and looked for a lot more than he signed for. So, yeah, I think you've got to have that, Joe.
Yeah.
I don't think you can put the onus on one player, but I think it shows guys want to be here.
But good job by Brad Treliving.
Absolutely.
Red Wings get it down into the lead zone. A centering pass went off a skate, and it clears the glass. With a minute 28 to go in this power play. And the Maple Leafs leading in the hockey game 1-0 on a power play goal that was scored 6 seconds after the penalty was called.
You know what happened with me in training camp, where I was going to hold out. I said I wanted as much as Tony Esposito was making. Bob Fulford said you're only half as good. So I said, fine, give me half of what Tony Esposito's making.
How'd that work out?
With you, aren't I?
Leafs have iced the puck. 1:17 left to go in the power play. I mean, back then, too, salaries were not disclosed, right?
Well, I was too embarrassed. tell anybody.
Ron?
But I was still overpaid.
No, well,
That
you
was the
were.
worst
Yeah,
thing.
that could have been the situation. Red Wings get it back to the point. Moritz Seider gets it on the far side, down into the corner. A deflection goes to the right wing side. The penalty is 45 seconds left in it. Red Wings keeping the puck into the near wing. It goes. Pellica trying to get a shot away, and it's high and wide, and the rebound will go to the right wing side for Lucas Raymond. Raymond again for Pellica. That's stopped. Another shot is stopped. Rebound cleared but not out. Seider to the right wing side. Gets it back again. Blockered away nicely by Stolarz. Back it comes to the blue line. Near boards now for Pellica. Pellica works the near half boards for Detroit. Down into the corner. Back to the point. Seider one times it off to Raymond. A pass back, and Pellica couldn't handle it. 10 seconds left in the penalty. Leafs trying to scrum it in the corner, but failed to do so. Now it comes back to the point. Worked in along the boards and back of the net. The penalty is over. And out of the penalty box comes Brandon Carlo. Long shot is going to be gloved by Anthony Stolarz, who has just been excellent.
Now shots
stopping all 17 Detroit shots.
17-8 now. The advantage for the Red Wings, and Anthony Stolarz being forced to be mid-season form already here. But like I said, I mean, that's, you look at the positive, even if you give up a goal, you're saying, okay, but our goalie was outstanding on the penalty kill. We killed off a 5-on-3 for a minute, killed off a double minor. And I'm sure if you're the Red Wings, you say, well, you know, if we had JBR in the lineup, or if we had Patrick Kane, we might have had some better looks with some veteran guys. I think those are the situations you can practice all you want.
Be interesting to see what the Leaf lineup is in Detroit on Saturday.
Yeah. And what happens with the training camp roster between, well, I mean, tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah. Long bouncing shot goes in on goal, and Stolarz will cover up on it. And a lot of the veterans will probably walk into the training table and go, I don't know, I kind of got a little something going here. Do we really have to go to Detroit?
Well, but I mean, that's why you were as surprised as I that the Red Wings had a veteran lineup, because this was always the series at the end of preseason, Detroit-Toronto, where you would get the reverse lineups.
McMahon gets the puck over on the far side, but can't get it in deep. 2-on-1 break here for Detroit. Trying to work it in front of the net, and a paddle down play made by Stolarz. Centering pass deflected just wide of the goal, as standing in front of the net was Finney. Emmett Finney had a great chance there.
But Brandon Carlo made a great play defensively too to get a stick on a centering pass.
Leafs get it down into Detroit territory. 13:56 to play in the second period. Red Wings get it out at center. Shot in over the line. Quickly cleared back out into neutral ice. Chipped to the near side for Nyes, but it didn't reach him, and it's brought in on the wing by Rasmussen. Penalty coming to Toronto again. Well, if nothing else, they're getting lots of penalty killing practice.
Well, they start. How often does that happen too? You're the team that starts for the first couple of power plays of the game, and then buckle up for what's coming back the other way.
So the Leafs will be a man short again. 13:31 to play. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Wherever Canadians raise a glass, you'll find Molson. There's a good reason for that. When you've been in Canada for over 230 years, you get around in the cups and fridges of Canadians, generation after generation. Molson has a beer for everyone. So raise a glass or cup or whatever you pour your Molson in, because it doesn't matter what it's in, it matters where it's from. Canadian, export, ultra, excel, Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
How do we craft tires specifically designed for Canadian weather conditions? We journey alongside them and endure the unexpected challenges the road throws at them. Winter is approaching quickly. Are you prepared? Choose Yokohama. Tailored precisely for Canadian weather, snow, ice, and cold can turn every drive into a challenge. Stay safe with the Yokohama Fall Rebate. Until November 30th, receive up to $100 back when you purchase 4 eligible Yokohama tires. Stay in control and drive with confidence. Choose Yokohama. Made precisely for you.
Okay. First question. When does Desjardins Insurance suggest you switch to winter tires?
Below 7 degrees. Easy.
Nice. Next, what's a smart way to save money on your home insurance?
Switch to Desjardins Insurance and you could save up to $900 when you bundle home and auto. Easy.
Get insurance that's really big on care. Desjardins Insurance. Here for your home, auto, life, and business needs. Certain conditions apply.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Knies has tied the game, but a brilliant play by Max Domi.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
NHL Preseason on Sportsnet is presented by Bet99. Leafs are going to be a man short again. Kevin McGran had a big book launch last night.
Yeah.
He's written a book on Austin Matthews. Took him 2 years to put it all together. Highly recommended. Get it in time for your Christmas
I saw
shopping.
I saw you were on the list of people that have read it and recommend it.
No, I haven't read it yet.
Well,
I'm getting
you
a
were
copy of it.
You were promoting it, though.
I know I did. Yeah, I was promoting it. I kind of read between the lines. Kevin promised me I'm going to get a copy, which is great. Leafs ice the puck right off the face. Can you stop getting me in trouble, please?
When you said best book I've colored in 3 years, I thought maybe I was a little suspicious.
No, that's just wrong. Leafs get the puck free, and they'll bank it off the far boards and send it down the ice. You know what? I'm very good at keeping my coloring within the lines. I want you to know that. I was very good at it. Brought to center ice and across the line by the Red Wings. Raymond works to the right wing side. Decider now on the near boards. Pellica gets it back to the point. Shot blocked there by Scotty Lawton. And now what?
So a glove pass, or did the puck come out over the line?
If it did, it was 10 feet from it when they blew the whistle, so I don't know. But it's coming out over the line, maybe a high stick.
Yeah, it might have been a glove pass, Joey. Anyway, give Anthony Stolarz and the Leafs a bit of a rest anyway. Shots on goal, 10-0. Here's 7 minutes and 22 seconds into the second period. The Leafs holding on to the 1-0 lead. Power play goal by Austin Matthews early in the first.
Fed around the boards in the Toronto zone. Comes back to the point. Fed off on the right wing side by the Red Wings. They look back to the blue line for Finney. Now he works to the slot area. A deflection in front of the net off the stick of Rasmussen. Now back to the point. Finney has it, walking the line with it. Looks for a shot, goes to the far side, a shot, and that's deflecting up into the screen and out of play. Gustafsson was back there hoping to get an opportunity to drill it to the net. Be interesting to see, do you play Stolarz the entire game?
I think so, because my guess would be he doesn't make the trip to Detroit. And I think at this point, I don't know if James Reimer's been on the ice long enough to give him part of a game in Detroit Saturday.
Dennis Hildeby is the backup goaltender.
Yeah, I think that's what we'll see opening night.
Back to the point, it comes near side. Brundison Nygaard had it deflect off a body, and now a shot. Nice save again by Stolarz from the blue line. Brensig Nygaard. Michael, forever now known as MBN.
Even that doesn't flow.
No, it doesn't flow well. Leafs get it down into the offensive zone. Scott Lawton will send it around back of the net.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, rolls off.
Kind of rolls, yeah.
Absolutely. He handles the puck a lot. We may not hear about anybody else having it. Up on the left wing side, in come the Wings. Berggren trying to get in front of the net. It comes back to the point. Wrist shot coming in traffic. Knocked away by Stolarz. Another shot stopped by Stolarz. And the Leafs Riley is going to get it out at center.
Boy,
Wow.
Preseason or not, this crowd loves it.
Tavares to the front of the net. Couldn't come up with it. The Leafs have not had a shot on goal in this period thus far. Brought in over the line by Finney. Played around back of the Toronto goal. Riley gets it freed up, and it'll be lifted by Nicholas Roy, but not cleared initially. Now it is. And Nylander trying to get it in deep. Runs into a traffic jam in neutral ice, and the Red Wings have it again with Larkin. 10.5 minutes to go in the second period. Riley takes down Larkin, and I was looking for an arm.
Probably should have been one.
Brought in over the line now by the Leafs into the slot area for Domi. Domi on the wing and unable to get a shot away. There was the Maple Leafs winger as Michelli had come on, and now he's out there with Domi and Cowan. Along the boards, it's bodied there by Tanev to keep it in the Detroit zone. Leafs, Michelli back to the point. Chris Tanev to Michelli. Michelli walks the line, sends the shot in on goal. That was deflected wide in front. Not sure if that's going to be a shot on goal or not. Oh, yes, they've been very generous.
I'll update the listeners in a moment, Joe. Oh, they took it away. They just took it. They took it away.
What can we do? Unbelievable. Well, 1-0 Toronto still. Power play goal by Austin Matthews. You're listening to Maple Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
This is WWE superstar Natalya, also known as Natty.
Natalya, going for a double sharpshooter here. Are we going to get a double tap out here?
Join me and Dave LaGreca every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern for The Heartbeat, where we talk the biggest stories in and out of the wrestling ring and feature pro wrestling's biggest stars. Don't miss 1 hour of unfiltered and unleashed wrestling talk. Catch The Heartbeat exclusively on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, channel 156, and on the SiriusXM app.
Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. We deliver the NHL.
Head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brind'Amour. What's the mental approach to get to the dance?
Every year you start at the same spot as every team, right? Like you're at the bottom of the mountain. And when we get to that point, if we can, then we can knock down the final kind of stretch of highway we haven't been able to cover. You know, so let's make the best out of every day and play our ass off every night and see what happens.
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91. The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back. Stick handles to the backhand. Moves in front. Score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Leafs Radio Network.
Got a nice message from Larry Landon.
Well, he would have been.
He played in Nova Scotia when I was there. Then he became the longtime president of the Players Association in the American Hockey League, right?
Yeah, the PHPA.
Oh, the PHPA.
Professional Hockey Players Association.
Oh. Are you a member in good standing?
I got kicked out.
No, you can't really argue with it. No. Puck down on the end boards, and Nylander gets it back to the point. McKay trying to protect it, got it on the wing, and a long shot by McMahon was easily knocked down by goaltender Cam Talbot. And now, Mr. Ralph, shots on goal.
23-10.
That was the first shot on goal that has been given to the Maple Leafs.
It's 11 minutes into the second period.
Puck in the Detroit zone. Brought out at center. DeBrincat plays it down into the zone. Stolarz whisks it around on the near wing. Nicely played off the skate by Domi to get it to Nyes. Nyes and Matthews after the puck get it into the near corner for Max Domi. Domi back along the boards, but not hard enough to get to Nyes. Now they've got it down in the corner again. The puck comes free to an open wing. Matthews trying to get there to pull it free, but it is cleared out at center ice. The Leafs have to go back to center, and Matthews is knocked down on the play. No penalty there. 8:12 to play in the second period. Brought out through center by Soderblom. Works it down into the left wing corner. Round back of the net for Mason Appleton. He can't come out with it, and the Leafs have it to an open wing. Their defense will get there, and it is Leroy sending it down into the Detroit end. A centering pass in front of the net and a shot. Oh, that was a big mistake made there as Matthias Maccelli was all by his little lonesome in front of the net. And Talbot makes his best save of the game.
Unfortunately for Maccelli, he was standing still when the puck came to him. Really wasn't able to change the angle, and Cam Talbot did the right thing, got off the goal line and came out and challenged, cut down the angle, and by the time he lets this go, I think there's very little room. Maybe a sliver 5-hole.
Yeah. In retrospect, he could have gone wide on him. There was no one over on that side. He was alone in front of the net. Red Wings get it back into the Toronto zone. Back to the point it goes. A point shot knocked away by the glove of Stolarz. In against the board's far side. Kicked along the wall by Simon Benoit. Leafs get it ahead, and now trying to muscle it out is Dakota Joshua, and they'll find a way to get it to an open wing on the near side, but the Leafs can't get it out past the pressure of the Red Wings. Back of the net for Benoit. Benoit mishandles the puck, and the Red Wings get a chance in front of the net. They bring it back to the blue line. Kept alive there by Sherratt. In along back of the net now for Berggren. Berggren loses the puck, and the Leafs will get it ahead at center and play it off on the near wing, and Maccelli will send it in and get a change of players going for Toronto. 6:45 left to play in the third period. Red Wings in with a shot blocked by Jake McCabe. Boy, blocked shots between Tanev and McCabe. Unbelievable last year.
He might have to hire a separate statistician for them.
And a help squad. Centering pass just out of the reach of Scotty Lawton. The Red Wings are going to send it out at center ice. Can you imagine what the bill for ice packs must have been with those guys? Red Wings in the near corner, getting it out into the neutral zone. Brandon Carlo stands up as man, and Easton Cowan drops it back now. Up on the right side, too far for Tavares. It's going to go down into the corner. Cowan chasing after it. Kept in now. A shot goes high and wide of the Detroit goal. Riley sends it wide of the net, and it's going to carry him up on the left wing, and Dylan Larkin will get it out at center. Good play by Carlo to straighten up his man Soderblom as the Red Wings get it down into the Toronto end, only to have Nylander almost get away. Now he's going to knock it out at center, and he has some room on that left wing. Nylander into the zone, looking for someone to work with. Plays it into the right wing corner. Benoit thinks better of going after it. Bobby McMahon can't help him up. And the Red Wings have it back of their own goal. 1-0. The Leafs leading the Detroit Red Wings. Goal by Austin Matthews. Came on the Leafs' first power play, and it took them 6 seconds to score. Domi got it ahead. He's out there with Matthews and Nyes. Brought on by the Red Wings across the line. Alex DeBrincat got a shot away that was blocked. Centering pass, and Stolarz is going to stop play and bring a face-off in the Toronto end with 4:45 to play in the second period. Shots are 22-11 favoring Detroit. They've had the majority of the power play time, but the Leafs own a 1-0 lead. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Why is everyone talking about Bet99 Casino? Because you can experience Vegas in the palm of your hand. Enjoy Ontario's best real money slots or explore our live dealer games like blackjack and roulette. Bet99 is built by Canadians for Ontario players, so you can deposit and withdraw with confidence knowing your transactions are secure. Download the Bet99 app, Ontario's favorite online casino. 19 plus, play responsibly. Available to persons in Ontario only. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or the gambling of someone close to you, please go to connectsontario.ca.
Okay, category is ways Desjardins Insurance goes the extra mile to make insurance easy. First question, what are some of the things you can easily do online or in the app?
Oh, view your policy.
Add a new driver.
Oh, update your address when you move.
Easy. You guys are good.
Get insurance that's really big on care. Desjardins Insurance. Here for your home, auto, life, and business needs. Certain conditions apply.
Wake me up when we make the playoffs.
Wake up, Canada. We made it.
At Endy, we know greatness starts with a great rest. That's the beauty of sleep. It fuels focus and sharpens performance. It's how Endy helps all Canadians rise to shine. Endy mattresses are proudly made in Canada. And right now, take $150 off for a limited time. Shop now at Endy.com. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Rebound in front of the net, they score! Yardcroc stuffs it in past Bennington.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
4:45 to play in the second period. The Leafs lead it 1-0, and it has been Anthony Stolarz' period as he has stonewalled the Detroit Red Wings in this second frame. 12 shots to 5. Draw one by Detroit as it comes back to the point. Left wing side for wrist shot taken there by Ben Sherratt. But again, Stolarz saw it. No traffic in front. Easy catch. Another face-off in the Toronto zone.
You love him at the top of the crease, right? You have that big frame as it is. You know, cut down that angle. You don't give up a lot. Even though it's a preseason game, Joe, a little bit of energy in the building.
Oh, yeah. Played out into the center ice area off a face-off win by the Leafs. In across the line now for Joshua. Joshua gets it into the corner, and a centering pass went just wide of Nicholas Waugh in front of the net. Leafs come away with it. Along the near boards, the Red Wings will push it to the blue line and then take their time, and it is Sherratt just flipping it in over the line. You know what? I was looking at Ben Sherratt's number, and as he was going to the bench, for the love of God, I thought I saw 9, and I went, no, that cannot be. And it wasn't, so that's good. Red Wings in over the line on the right wing side. Emmett Finney trying to get it to the front of the net. Tanev is able to knock it away. Brandon Carlo in the near corner will play it off the boards. And now here's Nylander circling back in his own zone. Got away from one, chipped it out at center. Played by Tanev ahead. One-handed in over the line by Bobby McMahon. Tavares is into the forecheck as well as the puck comes around on the boards. And the Red Wings will get it out at center and be shot into the Toronto zone. Leafs don't get it out. Long shot goes well wide, and it explodes off the end boards to neutral ice. Shot right back in again by Eric Gustafsson. Brandon Carlo playing it through center. Knocked away by the Red Wings. Up the middle it goes to Soderblom. Soderblom across the line on the right wing side, dropping it back, and a wrist shot blocked by Domi. The rebound sent to the front of the net, but blocked there. And now Domi trying to outfight his man on the boards, but losing the disc. Appleton got it around back of the net, trying to get it in front of Soderblom. Soderblom does a shot right on, and again Stolarz. That large frame stopped the initial shot, and then the quick hands took a rebound away from a Red Wing in front of the net.
And that was Michael Rasmussen that ended up just at the top of the crease. He snuck in, coming out from the other side. Stuck to the front of the net and took the pass at the top of the crease. But again, he's sort of limited in what he can do because he's standing still, even though he takes the perfect tape-to-tape pass. He's standing still in front of Stolarz, so Stolarz snips that out and just comes out and takes the angle away on him.
The Red Wings continue the offensive splurge. Sherratt back to the point, long shot, directed on goal with a deflection, and again, Stolarz's large frame is able to block that. Now Easton Cowan plays it down into the corner. Cowan got the puck free. It comes out in front of the net. Leafs aren't going to get to it. And now a 2-on-1 break here for Detroit. The pass is off on the left wing side and back the other way. Good back checking there by Scotty Lott. Took his man right to the net and took him down. That was Alex DeBrincat. Going to be on the third or fourth line. You have to be responsible defensively. Now Easton Cowan has turned the puck over. Pad save and a good one. Another save made by Stolarz, and the Leafs have it under control in their own zone. Chopping it ahead, and now Cowan trying to find his man, and does to the left wing side, and Lorenz will flip it in with 1.5 minutes to go in the period.
Maybe the amount of shots Stolarz's face changes what the plans were in this game for the third period.
Quite possible. Yep.
It's like the pitcher that gets to 100 pitches in the 5th inning.
Point shot, knocked down in front of the Leaf goal, cleared to the line but not out. Red Wings keep it in. A shot taken by Bergman. That was blocked before it reached the front of the goal, and now the Leafs start out with it. Brought to center ice by Michelli. He'll get in over the line. Trying to help him out was Dakota Joshua, but to no avail. Less than a minute to go in the period. The Leafs, who spent the first half of it shorthanded, have made sure that Anthony Stolarz is getting a good workout in before the opening game. That is against the Montreal Canadiens. Back to the point, kept in by Detroit. Round back of the net, Rasmussen. Trying to play it in front. Too well hounded there by the Leaf defense. Puck comes to the near side. Unable to knock it free, however, was the Leaf forward in Roy. And now pass in front. A shot went just wide. Rebound pushed out at center by Nicholas Roy with 10 seconds left in the period. I don't think anybody's going to be overly concerned, but they will not be happy with the way things went here in the second period.
I mean, you start 4 straight penalties, right? The Nyes penalty that came at the 20-minute mark of the first period, that starts the second. A double minor by Carlo, then another penalty by Nyes. And the Leafs really couldn't seem to get off their heels after that. We have something between Nyes and Talbot?
No, but Talbot came over and gave Stolarz a tap
Stolarz
on the pants. Yeah.
Well, it was more of an acknowledgement and some respect, yeah.
All right, we'll step aside. Eilish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert standing by for our second period intermission. They're listening to Maple Leaf Hockey. I'll be all right. Molson Maple Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Hey, it's Taylor, and we're celebrating a brand new era. Are you ready for it? I can do it with a broken heart. Welcome to the life of a showgirl on my channel.
Now for a limited time.
You got that dream look in your eyes. Taylor's Channel 13 on SiriusXM.
At home with the SiriusXM app on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
And baby, that's show business for you.
Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. We deliver the NHL.
With Jim Nill, the general manager of the Dallas Stars, what have you determined over the summer that seems to be missing over the last 3 years?
It's not easy to win in the playoffs. Really, it's just finding a way to punch through. You maybe get a little bit lucky. Had to go through a lot of adversity, but that's what you have to do. And that's kind of my message to my team is, you've gone through adversity over these last 2-3 years, and you just have to keep at it.
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game. And when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have it taken. Don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, the show has never changed. We're just back home. And it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid, and they need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Nothing puts you closer to the action than SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong. Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan. And
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with the group. And of course, I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change. And we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, moves in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Ailish Schwarfauer and Justin Cuthbert for your intermissions and a brief post-game coming up. It's 1-0 for the Maple Leafs still after 40 minutes. After a first period, 6 seconds into the power play goal by Austin Matthews, not much has happened in terms of goals since then.
No, and not much has happened offensively for the Toronto Maple Leafs. In fact, if the Leafs go the entire 82-game season without playing a worse period,
you'd be happy?
Like it's actually possible. Just a quick look at the numbers. Numbers at a glance here. Shots 4 for the Red Wings, 17-4 in the period. Scoring chances, 21-2 in favor of the Red Wings. High danger looks 12-0, and total shot attempts 31-7.
That's lopsided.
Lopsided period. Detroit Red Wings don't have their A lineup. The Maple Leafs do. Again, not really something to freak out about, but clearly there is a year or two that they got to get to, and they will, because you can tell that this is dragging on, and we're post Muskoka, and we're still a week out, and
couple
these guys are
sunburns
going
on the boys.
These guys are going through the motion at current moment.
I will say, in that period, Leafs did kill that 4-minute double minor and killed a minute of a 5-on-3. So that's probably partially why it's so lopsided, but that's good prep. Like at this point in the offseason, or the preseason, you're not really trying to learn too much more. Maybe these final spots in terms of Easton Cowan, and is he going to get the 9 games? Is he going to get any games? Is Nick Robertson a better fit? But I get a little power play work, a little PK work, a little 5-on-3 action. I guess that's something that they got in that period.
Live reps happened in that period. Yeah. No, I kind of feel, not that I feel bad for Easton Cowan, but when it's clear that nobody is offering more than a 70% effort, and you're trying to make this team. Like you're on this lineup. Yeah, everyone else is an NHLer in this lineup right now, but you should stand out, but it just feels like, maybe it's hard to stand out where in a situation where just no one's going and you're just getting caved, and shift after shift, the Red Wings have the better of it. We've seen 2 games now. We've done 2 of these 6 preseason games, 2 of 5, I guess, so far. And it's been kind of stuck in the mud throughout. Like, it's not a bunch of young guys trying to prove themselves. It's a bunch of old guys kind of pacing themselves up into the start of the season.
Yeah, and I guess it's tough. Like, Cowan's on that fourth line right now with Lawton and Lorentz. And, I mean, they're both going to be on the team. I bet they both probably want a higher role than the fourth line. So maybe there's some incentive to play a little harder. But Cowan, like, he lost the puck in the middle of the ice in the D zone once, like just slight pressure on him, like a one-handed poke. So I agree with your perspective that it's probably hard to be the one guy really trying out when everyone else is kind of coasting. But I feel like I should be seeing him pop a bit more, win some battles, like run around like a pit bull. Like that's what his friends were saying that he was like. Mm-hmm. So yeah, maybe I'm left wanting a little more in terms of an impact. If not, the whole team is giving their best, that you are, it should show up a bit more. But it is preseason and it is hard to watch.
We should say Anthony Stolarz has been
He's not in preseason mode.
I mean,
He's
stop me if you heard this before, but Anthony Stolarz is just doing everything he can to play way above average in a Toronto Maple Leafs game. It's become routine. Like, it's unsurprising now. 26 shots for the Red Wings through 40 minutes. Anthony Stolarz remains perfect. I don't know if he's going to come out for the third. He's supposed to, but again, this is non-competitive, and Anthony Stolarz is really, really important to the success of the Maple Leafs team, especially right out of the gate without Joseph Woll. Yeah, they've got some options. They got some contingency plans. James Reimer, Dennis Hildeby, and the like in the system. But Anthony Stolarz is of utmost importance. Oh, yeah. He's the guy, and he's going to remain the guy. And the only thing that's stopping you from having unbridled enthusiasm, the only thing that's stopping him from having a massive contract, probably twice as much as that he just signed for, is the fact that he's been good for about 45 games max.
Yeah, I guess if you want to feel better about the fact that Joseph Woll's on a personal leave for an indefinite amount of time, and your backup is James Reimer, who has been James Reimer, and Dennis Hildeby, who is your Marlies level goaltender at this current point, probably has hopefully a bright future ahead of him. You would want to be watching this game and seeing Anthony Stolarz in pretty much peak form. He made some unbelievable saves in that period. As we talked about, not a lot of great defensive play out there. Like, he's getting hung out to dry a little bit. So the question is if he should return for the third period. I mean, you don't need him to. Like, you could easily lose this game. There's no problem. If you're worried about him getting too many shots, like, what are the shots at? Almost 30 at this point? Like, that's a
26,
lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot for the guy in preseason action. He probably won't play Saturday night. We can imagine that. So this is where you would ask him.
Well, we got to see James Reimer eventually.
Yeah, you probably need to see James Reimer on Saturday night against the Red Wings. So, it's them again. Oh, it's always them.
It's always the Red Wings.
So, yeah, I think this is where you ask him, hey, you feeling good? You want to take another 15 shots next period? Like, you want to get your final touches in before game one? Because you are starting game one of the regular season. So I would just put it in his hands.
So 5th of 6 exhibition game here, and it's dragging. Feels like it's dragging for definitely the Maple Leafs and for pretty much anyone else, I would imagine. Good news, though, because puck drop on the 2026-27 season is going to be way earlier. Tentatively scheduled for September 29th, which is about 2 weeks, week and a half earlier than what this is scheduled. 84 games going to next year in the new CBA, but the preseason will be so much shorter. Matthews may only be playing in one, given how short it is. Actually, I think they're mandated to play in a couple.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you have to.
We're shortening this, and after watching this, it makes a lot of sense to do that.
That is very nice to hear. Meaningful hockey in September. We're almost there, 1 year away.
All the meaningful games in September.
Yeah, everything will be meaningful. Let's take a quick break. We'll get you set for the third period. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
With a Subaru, a vehicle that's built to last comes standard. Heated front seats? Standard. High ground clearance? Standard. EyeSight Driver Assist to help spot the scooter delivery guy texting, merging, and eating all at once? Standard. Parallel parking perfectly while someone watches? Uncommon. But in a Subaru? Standard-ish. Subaru. Uncommon comes standard. Hurry into your local Subaru dealership today for lease rates from 1.99% for 24 months on select models. And get great value that, you guessed it, comes standard. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Wherever Canadians raise a glass, you'll find Molson. There's a good reason for that. When you've been in Canada for over 230 years, you get around. In the cups and fridges of Canadians, generation after generation, Molson has a beer for everyone. So raise a glass or cup or whatever you pour your Molson in. Because it doesn't matter what it's in, it matters where it's from. Canadian, export, ultra, excel, Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
With City TV Plus, you can stream more of the shows you love from television's biggest brands.
We're going the distance on entertainment.
FX, HGTV, Bravo, Food Network, Discovery, ID, and more.
It's all killer, no filler.
There's a whole lot more drama, more true crime, more lifestyle, more reality.
Can I have the crazy pill that y'all took?
There's more to stream and more to love.
Oh my God, I love it.
Get more entertainment with City TV Plus. Start your free trial today at citytvplus.ca.
How do we craft tires specifically designed for Canadian weather conditions? We journey alongside them and endure the unexpected challenges the road throws at them. Winter is approaching quickly. Are you prepared? Choose Yokohama. Tailored precisely for Canadian weather, snow, ice, and cold can turn every drive into a challenge. Stay safe with the Yokohama Fall Rebate. Until November 30th, receive up to $100 back when you purchase 4 eligible Yokohama tires. Stay in control and drive with confidence. Choose Yokohama, made precisely for you.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready to deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Why BDC for my business? The timing's right. Everything's in motion. Economy's changing. It's all about automation, AI. So I said to myself, take the plunge. Yes, I need a loan, but I also need a hand from a partner who's truly working with me, helping me no matter what comes next. Not later. Now.
Get ready for what's next. With BDC, you get financing and advice adapted to your projects. Discover how at bdc.ca/financing. BDC. Financing, advising, know-how.
This is Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Giordano scores! Mark Giordano starts the play and finishes it.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Third period about to begin. 1-0 lead for the Maple Leafs after 40 minutes. Beautiful goal by Austin Matthews. Power play, that's what you want to see. You're seeing good Anthony Stolarz net minutes and tryout for Easton Cowan. That's what's kind of on the line here.
Maybe this is like this grand simulation where like extended time protecting a lead, how quickly they scored, how long can we protect a one-goal lead? Now, they've been a little leaky in the protection of this one-goal lead, but Anthony Stolarz hasn't, and that's the most important thing as the Leafs try to run their preseason record to 3-1.
Yeah, we'll see if he comes out for the third period. That was up in the air, I guess, just to keep his workload light, as there's only one more preseason game, which will be Saturday night before the real deal next week against the Montreal Canadiens, a Wednesday night start for the Leafs regular season. So with only a few more preseason periods left to play, let's see what they got. You know,
maybe a power play the Maple Leafs way. In the highlight of the game so far, maybe we can see a little more of that.
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Morgan Riley do some more PP1, quarterback one role.
It's the key to the season in some people's eyes.
It is. It is important to see. Okay, well, we'll be back after the third period for a quick post game as we get you sent over to the Boston and Yankees game, which will be on Sportsnet 590 The Fan after the Leafs game. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Now through October 31st, SiriusXM is giving away a pair of tickets to every MLB postseason game through the World Series. Listen to MLB Network Radio for the clues to be the first caller to correctly name the postseason hero. You'll receive a pair of tickets to an MLB postseason game. MLB Network Radio has your chance to win on SiriusXM 89 in the SiriusXM app. No transportation will be included in connection with these prizes. For full contest information and official rules, visit SiriusXM.com/MLB Postseason Heroes 2025. No purchase necessary. Open only to current SiriusXM subscribers prior to September 19th. You must be a U.S. resident over the age of 18.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside match magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Nothing puts you closer to the action than SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan. And
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with the group, and I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change, and we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91. The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM. Leafs Radio Network.
We head to the third period with the Maple Leafs hanging on to a 1-0 lead on a power play goal that was scored at 2:08 of the first period by Austin Matthews from Nyes and Tavares on the power play. And it has stood the test of time despite 6 power play opportunities for the Red Wings that have come up for naught. Tanev sending the puck down into the Detroit zone. Played up on the wing, intercepted by Matthews. Tried to get it in front of the net to Max Domi, but it was intercepted. Brought straight to center and in across the line. And a pass is in behind the intended receiver on the far side. Johansson trying to get it in front, and it comes back to the blue line. Albert Johansson sending it along the wall. Got it back again to the point. Johansson D-to-D to his partner, and a shot in traffic. Goes off his stick and will clear the glass and go into the screen and out of play.
Obviously for the Red Wings to finally get into the postseason. And Dylan Larkin made the playoffs his rookie year. The captain now, the Detroit Red Wings. It's been, 7 years since?
Yep.
They haven't made the postseason. So obviously for them to get in, somebody's got to be pushed out. Do you have anyone that you'd say it could be?
I'm not sold on Montreal yet.
That's fair.
But
I even think you could see, and it's not to take away from what they did last year. Washington.
I was going to say
everything went perfectly.
Perfect,
from
right?
Ovi to goaltending. And not saying it couldn't again.
But if there was...
Yeah, if there's...
a hole in the armor. Here's a backhand try by the Red Wings that was stopped by Stolarz. Leafs are going to play it out at center, but too far for Bobby McMahon. Red Wings get it back at center. D-to-D pass to the near side for Hamonic. And the veteran Travis Hamonic sends it down into the Toronto zone. Red Wings in the far corner. Soderblom trying to come out with it. Forced wide there by the Maple Leafs' Dakota Joshua. Now around back of the net. Oliver Ekman-Larsson pins his man. Benoit takes his man as it comes to the point. Shot by Hamonic. That deflected wide. And the Leafs are going to just get it out at center ice. And that's just about all they can do. And now get a change of players going. Knocked off his stick, and Roy will go back into his own zone. Nicholas Roy wearing number 55. Laid in over the line now by Easton Cowan. And now what? Is there a penalty here? Too many men on the ice against the Red Wings, I believe. And it is. So a face-off in the Detroit zone, and the Leafs go to the power play for just the third time in the game.
Well, first power play struck lightning right off the draw. Second power play was anemic. Hardly had any offensive zone time at all. And now this is, the time during the season, games like this where Power play can make or break you. Bang one in home, double your lead.
Shot from the far side by Matthews, whistled over top of the net. Nylander couldn't keep the puck in, and it's out at center ice for Morgan Rielly. Rielly circles back in his own zone, gives to Matthews. Matthews lays it onto the stick of Nylander, and it's returned. Left wing side for Nyes. Nyes mishandles the puck. Red Wings are going to ice it. Morgan Rielly going back to it. Plays it around the boards. Nyes leaving it there for Nylander. Nylander works up on the left wing, but is being hounded rather quickly. Nyes gets a pass back to the defense, and now Matthews works his way in over the line with a feed to Tavares. Tavares banking it back to Rielly. Saucered pass to the near side for Nylander. Top of the circle, doesn't shoot it, goes back to Rielly. Rielly to Nylander, closing with a shot off the glove of Talbot, and it went wide. Rielly trying to keep it in, but won't be able to, and the Red Wings are going to backhand it deep into Toronto territory. Rielly getting it freed up for Nylander with 54 seconds left in it. Second unit coming over the boards for Toronto.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson has been the one that would hop over when Rielly goes off.
Brought out now by Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He gets to center and shoots it in. Round on the boards on the far side. Leafs trying to get pressure onto the defense and do. Cowan coming out of the corner with it. Drops it off now for Domi on the far half boards. Back to Cowan. They play catch with it. Now it's Cowan's turn. Back to the point. It goes to Maccelli. Trying to work in. Doesn't shoot it. And then a bank pass goes to Domi. Back to the point. One touch pass. Maccelli off a skate. Trying to make a pass into the slot. And it goes all the way out and down the ice. Brought across the line by the Leafs. Time running out on the power play. And now it's over. And a shot is blocked. Rebound. Another shot is blocked. Pushed ahead with a glove, but it will be grabbed by the player that pushed it ahead. And the Red Wings come in and off the shoulder of Stolarz. And up into the screen and out of play it goes. So to answer our question, Anthony Stolarz will play the entire game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess we did ask that earlier.
We did. Yes.
I mean, I think a part of that is you obviously not going to see him in Detroit on Saturday night.
So one would anticipate that Dennis Hildeby will get that assignment.
Probably hope for him to go the full 60. I'm going to guess that John Gibson should be his counterpart.
Long shot from the point, directed by the stick of Stolarz into the screen.
It's hard to believe that Little Caesars Arena in Detroit has not had a playoff game. The last year at Joe Louis Arena was the first time after a 25-year run for the Red Wings. First time they missed is the final game of the final season at Joe Louis Arena. And
hard to
not made
imagine.
It the new one.
I mean, really hard to imagine. Leafs get the puck out at center, play it to the Red Wing blue line. Edmondson will play it out at center, but the Leafs are bringing it right back in again. A nice little move on the left wing there by Joshua. Dakota Joshua gets it back to the point. Shot directed wide by Talbot, but it makes the screen and goes out of play.
I mean, when you saw those players slowly start to trickle out from Lidstrom to Zetterberg to Datsuk.
What a list.
And I mean, they haven't had, a top 3 pick since Keith Primo?
No.
In the early 90s.
But how well they did in later rounds and everything was just ridiculous. Pass goes just wide. The puck goes around back of the net for Tavares. He got hooked to the ice, but no call.
To go from Yzerman, Fedorov, Shanahan to Datsuk, Zetterberg.
Yeah. Nice transition, isn't it?
Yeah.
Red Wings down in the Toronto zone. Got it back to the point. Raymond doesn't shoot it. Looks for a return pass. Sider gets it off on the far side, and a shot in goal. They score. Dylan Larkin in front of the net. And the captain of the Detroit Red Wings will tie the game at 1.
I think Larkin may have actually deflected the original shot from the point and then got his own rebound off of Stolarz. He was battling for... Larkin was in front of Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Yeah, he may have got enough of the point shot to deflect it down, forcing Stolarz to give up the big rebound right back in front, and Larkin was able to just pick it up and slap it blocker side on the Leaf goaltender.
And it certainly wasn't a high stick. It was waist high.
And Ekman Larsson, I mean, he's got kind of the stick around the waist of Larkin, but doesn't quite have Larkin's stick tied up.
So the game is tied. And the Red Wings have iced the puck. And it'll come back into Detroit territory. Now, if you get an opportunity to go to Detroit, all of the arenas and the ballparks, the football stadium,
it's
the
ballpark
is a great area. Wonderful. I mean, they're all almost interchangeable. I mean, when they're all playing at the same day, good luck trying to find a place to park. But
Philadelphia is the same, right?
Yeah, exactly the same.
Flyers, Eagles, Phillies.
Although they're more out in the burbs than
out by the airplane, yeah.
Right downtown.
And very spread out.
Yep. Domi trying to get the puck freed up for Brandon Carlo, but the Red Wings get it under control and come back to center and now fire it in, but it goes up into the screen and ends up being a souvenir as it drops down in the front row. It must be in the front row.
Still miss Bob Uecker.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, they did such a wonderful job this year honoring him in Milwaukee at the ballpark. I mean, what a great sense of humor. I mean,
Mr. Baseball.
Oh, yes.
And those, really appearances on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, one thing, but the beer commercials that he was on.
The
just
Miller Lite.
Cemented.
Yep.
Yeah.
Penalty coming to Toronto.
Well, there seems to be a lot of little stick infractions here and there, both teams.
7th power play for Detroit.
55, 2-minute minor penalty, hooking.
Red Wings are shooting the Maple Leafs. Now the count is up to 34-13 for Detroit.
Nicholas Roy gets the penalty.
This is kind of a one-handed hook, too. I mean, this.
Sherratt and Finney assist on the Larkin goal to tie the game at once. Lott digs down deep on that stick to win the faceoff, and the Leafs are going to airmail it out at center ice and down into Detroit territory. Power play for Detroit, number 7 on the night. Larkin starting out. Gets to center and rings the puck around the boards. Stolarz couldn't block it. Puck goes into the corner and now around to the far side. Lawton couldn't get to it. It comes back to the point on the right wing with Raymond getting a shot away. And now on the right side, and another pad save made by Stolarz, who just looks so comfortable here tonight. Fluid motion, square to the shooter. Red Wings with it again. Top the circle, far side for Pelika, and it is cleared by Toronto out into the center ice area, and a change of penalty killers will come as a result. Minute 7 to go in the power play. Not going to laugh or lie. I really hope this doesn't go to overtime. Not going to lie. Gustafsson goes back. Red Wings will start out of their own zone. Boy, I'll tell you, the home team has not had a very good record in this postseason, have they, as far as the Leafs are concerned?
No, and it sort of defies logic. Although the Red Wings certainly have a better team than we saw with, when Montreal and Ottawa came in. It was more rookie laden, but it's not like the Leafs with the big boys have dominated in preseason.
Gustafsson playing it off on the near side. Power play in effect for Detroit Red Wings. Matthews hustles into the corner after it, trying to dig it free but can't. Lift it around the boards to the near corner. Red Wings get there first to play it back to the point. Kept alive by Gustafsson to the left wing side, and a shot that's deflected in front of the net, and the penalty expires. And then the Leafs tried to get Stolarz to cover it, but the Red Wings knocked it away before he could get the glove on it. Now the Leafs in against the boards, free it up. Bobby McMahon gets it off on the wing, and now Nyes trying to get it into the zone. and can't get it in deep. Tavares out there with McMahon and Michelli. And again, things not clicking in the neutral zone. Red Wings back in over the line. Played into the corner, driving out in front of the net is Finney, and he deflects that just wide as Stolarz may have got a piece of that. Played deep into the Toronto end. Riley trying to chip it ahead, and he does. Michelli finds Nylander. Nylander's going to shoot it in. Tavares will go in to try and do some forechecking. Michelli can't help him out. Red Wings play it back behind their own goal and are under control, and now starting out with it. They've been rather workmanlike in their own end, getting the puck out. Leafs not so much. There's a bad pass that Nyes has blocked, so he'll try it again. Benoit gets it ahead for Matthews. Bank pass for Nyes. Chip down into the zone. Domi will go into forecheck. 10:56 to play in the third period. Matthews in front for Nyes. And the quick wrist shot went high and wide, and the rebound is cleared to center ice. Jake McCabe gets it ahead. Nyes will play it into the zone. Domi trying to get it away there from Lucas Raymond. And the Red Wings have pushed it out at center. The Leafs are in the midst of a change, so they get a free entry into the Leafs zone and a sharp angle shot that was stopped by Stolarz, and the Leafs counter on the left wing. Here's Easton Cowan trying to drive. Got a shot away, and it was picked away by Cam Talbot. And again, the Red Wings get it out at center. Far side for Raymond. Lucas Raymond dropping it back, working in with a shot, blockered away by the Leafs, and out come the Leafs now, led by Steven Lorenz. Lorenz with Cowan. Lorenz to the far boards, trying to play it in deep, but didn't get it there. Then two players overskate it, as Lawton couldn't come up with it, and the Red Wings just get it cleared, but it's going to go into the bench. And out of play with 9:48 to go in the third period. The game is tied at 1s, and you're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
The elite shine when the spotlight is the brightest, and it doesn't get any brighter than MLB's postseason.
Shohei Ohtani unloads a 3-run home run.
Hear every crucial moment unfold with the hometown announcers on SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app.
And the magical season is not done.
And talk about the drama of the postseason on MLB Network Radio, Channel 89.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
Be the Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
All the boys are on deck. We've got Armin Zagarian helping us out here, not doing much tonight. Andrew Adams back at Command Central and Andrew Holland are here. And a reminder, the NHL Preseason on Sportsnet is presented by Bet99. I'll bet $20. We haven't gotten a single thing from Armin. Nothing. Zero. Point shot goes wide of the net. Now he's working diligently on something. Nylander back at the goal. Got it to Tavares. Tavares played it up on the wing. Bobby McMahon trying to get a shoulder into his man to maintain possession, but the Wings get it out and get it into the Leaf end. Here's Appleton sending a shot that deflects wide. Tavares gets it on the boards but doesn't control the puck enough. But he gets some help there from Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and they get it ahead, and Nylander gets to the red line. No, circles back, but then finds a man on the right wing side. OEL trying to drive, and a backhand shot from a sharp angle is covered up by Cam Talbot. And he will stop play with 9:05 to go. No, we don't need any of that. No. Everybody just mind their P's and Q's.
Nothing to see here.
Let's move on, shall we? Yes, thank you. And again, how things have changed from the 80s.
Oh, wow.
These games used to take 5 hours.
It's those guys from the Western League.
Oh, yeah.
Well, even, you know,
namely one in particular, Wendell Clark.
Bob McGill.
Yes, true.
And then you have, you know, the Gary Nyland types.
Yeah.
Come from the Western League.
Leafs win the draw, and a shot went just wide on the far side of the net. And, of course, Bob Probert, Joey Kosher.
All Western guys.
Oh,
Dave
really,
Brown, Darryl Stanley.
There really seems to be some sort of a...
Well, back then, it was like the Quebec League was usually the fast, skilled guys.
Yep.
Western League or the Brawlers. The Ontario League was the perfect blend of both.
That's why you played in the Ontario League.
I couldn't control that, Joe.
No? Neither could they. Leafs down in their own zone. Tanev plays it off the stick of Domi, but it doesn't get out. Long shot deflects into the near corner. Ooh, one of the Leafs went sprawling there with Tanev, and a shot. What a save made there off of Brensig Nygaard. Now a loose puck in front of the Leaf goal, and a shot. That explodes off a leg and comes to center ice.
Boy, and that last save is shot number 40 for the Red Wings in this game. 40-16 the shots.
Well, brought to center ice by Dakota Joshua. He doesn't get into the zone. Nicholas Roy can't move. Red Wings get it right back down into the Toronto zone. Machelli overskates the puck and got it free in front of the net. Cleared into the corner, a backhand try, scores! The Leafs got running around in their own end. And it turns out Alex DeBrincat gets the gift at the side of the goal.
And it was the last play was Anthony Stolarz after the puck had bounced loose in front of him. Tried to sweep into the corner to his left, but it was picked off and thrown back across the top of the crease onto the stick of DeBrincat, who had no trouble just turning and chipping it in. Just got it past Brandon Carlo and into the empty net.
12:28, the time of the go-ahead goal for the Red Wings, and they're full marks for the lead.
Yeah, I think it was Brensig Nygaard, Joe, was the Red Wing that was able to intercept the clearing attempt by Stolarz and knock it across the top of the crease. But the Leafs are fortunate that this hasn't been the score since midway through the second period.
Michael Brensig Nygaard.
Played in Sweden last year.
You know, we have enough problem with players that have two first names.
It's divorce. What divorce has done to the league?
Well, I don't know, but...
yeah, I don't know what that's...
yeah.
But there are a lot more hyphenated names now than ever.
Oh, yeah. Women want to have their name attached to it, and you can't blame them. I mean, and very proud moment that their young man is playing in the National Hockey League. Red Wings playing in deep into the Toronto zone with 6:45 left to play in the third period.
A little pushing and shoving in front of the Leaf bench. Players going off.
Pass up on the right wing for Chris Tanev. He's going to slap it down into Red Wing territory. Cam Talbot really hasn't had a lot to do since the first period when he had 7 shots and gave up a goal on the first Leaf power play. Red Wings back in their own zone, get it along the boards. Tavares blocked it, but now McMahon is able to keep it in. Tavares stops, tried to make a backhand pass in front to Nylander. That didn't work. And the Red Wings are going to get it out at center and get it down into the Toronto end, but it's a delayed offside. I think the linesman was a little quick on that. The Red Wings tried to evacuate, but to no avail. So it is a 2-1 Detroit lead. 6 minutes to play, third period. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
The scrape of blades, the clash of sticks. Hockey's more than a game. It's unrelenting, never-give-up moments that make you feel alive. And so you commit to the weekly ups and downs, the long road to the playoffs. You wear your heart on your sleeve and your jersey with pride. And when you're there for your team, the NHL Shop is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at nhlshop.ca. A fanatic.
With most Subaru models, all-wheel drive comes standard. Heated front seats, high ground clearance, Apple CarPlay, standard. Eyesight driver assist to help when you're distracted by fall foliage, standard. Guy announcing the radio ad now wanting a Subaru? Yeah, standard. Subaru. Uncommon comes standard. Hurry into your local Subaru dealership today for lease rates from 1.99% for 24 months on select models. And get great value that, you guessed it, comes standard. Conditions apply. See dealer for details. Hey, seriously, can I get one?
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
They score! Rocket McMahon again!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
All right, I stand corrected. Armin Zagarian has done some research. Apparently, Michael Brandsig Nygaard is nicknamed Taxi because his parents had a taxi company. Yeah, it's kind of nice. So you got Taxi.
Remember Cabby? Cabby's done a lot of stuff. Oh. Cabby on the street for Sportsnet.
Toronto Maple Leafs was Cabby, Caberlet. And don't forget about Willie Uber? Yes.
That's so bad. You know, if I say something on a commercial break, it's because I don't think it's ready to be made public.
It's not ready for prime time.
No,
radio.
And I think some stuff's just got to sit there.
I really don't think under the present circumstances at this juncture of the preseason that it matters. Leafs get it down into the Detroit zone, around on the boards to the far side, under 6 minutes to play. Detroit off a skate. They're going to get it out. Raymond with a long lead pass, and it's going to be an offside at the Toronto blue line.
Willie Uber was Detroit as well,
yep.
Is he not?
Yep, I believe so, yeah.
By the way.
Did he not play for the Hamilton Finn Cups?
Yeah, I think he was one of the big tough guys.
Defenseman.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You, I'm buckle up. I'm going down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
I'll let you know when I'm back.
Okay. Face off in the Detroit zone to the right. Leafs win the face-off, but wasn't done correctly. They're going to wave the Red Wing out. And so a face-off coming to the right of Cam Talbot. Will be taken by Marco Kasper. Or no, Alex DeBrincat. I'm sorry. Puck comes back to the point. Leafs keep it in. Matthews back at the net. Looking to try and pass it out in front. Goes back to the blue line. Oliver Ekman-Larsson to the far side. And fanning on that badly was Simon Benoit. Benoit able to keep the puck in. Red Wings carry around back of the net to get it up on the left wing. But Oliver Ekman-Larsson gets it in, and it's a redirect by Matthews. It slowed everything right down to a crawl, and no traffic in front. Easy cover for Talbot.
All right, we'll get it. We were both right.
Oh.
Played for the Hamilton Finn Cups.
Yep.
First round pick to the Red Wings in 9th overall, 1978. Played for the Wings and a few seasons with the New York Rangers. That being from 84 to 88. Vancouver And what was actually his final year was split between the Rangers, Canucks, and Philadelphia Flyers.
Leafs win the draw and play it around back of the net. Tavares working against the flow, comes with a one-handed pass back to McCabe, back to Tavares. Tavares to the far side. Wrist shot taken by Tanev, didn't reach the front of the net. Leafs back of the goal, a centering pass in front, Tavares. And a good pad save made by Cam Talbot. 4:43 to go in the third. We'll keep an eye on Anthony Stolarz. An opportunity for the Leafs to work their 6 attackers with 4.5 minutes to play in the third period. Wings in across the line. Get it in along the boards for Dylan Larkin. Larkin to the far side. Fanning on it badly was a Detroit defenseman, and then trying to feed it ahead to Nylander. It was out of his reach, or he might have been away. Although he was somewhat out of gas. Now Brandon Carlo gets it up on the wing. A rink-wide pass, but easily intercepted as it was intended for Cowan. Red Wings play it right back down into the Toronto end. Far side, trying to work his way out was Dakota Joshua as he took a bit of a hit there. And now we're going to get a whistle on an offside by Detroit with 3:52 left to play in the third period. Detroit 2, Maple Leafs 1. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Catch every MLB postseason game on SiriusXM.
The scenario you dream about, Freddie is living.
Where a swing can transform the fortunes of a franchise.
High fly ball, hit deep, back, and go!
Hear the hometown announcers call all the action.
Freddie Freeman channeling his inner Kirk Gibson.
The MLB postseason is on SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app.
Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. Nothing puts you closer to the action than SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan. And
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with the group, and I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change, and we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91. The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM and the Leafs Radio Network.
One of the first games they did was the Ice Bowl. Face-off coming outside the blue line.
Reminiscing a little bit
about John Facenda.
NFL films. That was such a great. It was such great programming, and back then, it obviously didn't have all 400 different camera angles, but they seemed to have the unique ones, right? Yep. From the end zone.
Domi ahead to Matthews, left wing side. Matthews takes a shot from a bad angle, handled easily there by Talbot. Goaltender Stolarz staying in the net at this point. Down behind the net, Nyes couldn't come out with it. It's reversed back of the goal, and the Red Wings are under control of it. They get it out and deflect it down into the Leaf end. One of the funniest parts about that was when they did the Ice Bowl, they had those long boom microphones. The guys thought they were hand warmers. And they were so you hear a bunch of muffled sound, but they weren't getting very warm. Red Wings will get it out. Center ice. Now brought back in by Dakota Joshua of the Leafs. He's in against the near boards. Played back of the net now for Lawton. Lawton holds. Back off the boards. It'll go to McCabe. Looking back of the net for Tavares. Tavares got it freed up. Here's Lorenz in the far corner. Back behind the net. Wow. Lawton got hooked to the ice, but no call. Scotty Lawton centers it through the blue paint, but no one there. Red Wings will get it out in center with 2:20 to play in the third period. Not sure. Oh, no. Yeah. The Chief has got his hand up, and he'll let Stolarz know when he wants him to come to the Leaf bench. Leafs with it. A bad pass by McCabe to the right wing side. Oh, what a save by Stolarz there. If nothing else, the Leafs know they've got some pretty solid goaltending here. Now they intercept the pass, and now Willie comes to center. There goes Stolarz to the bench. Nylander to the far wing, trying to play it into the corner. Minute 45 to go, and the Red Wings trying to come up with a loose puck. Domi kicking it free, but can't get to it. Now Matthews, far boards, got it into the slot area for Riley. Closing, fanned on a wrist shot. Gets it again, had it blocked. Shot to the line, but not out, but the Wings are going to get it. And they skate it out at center with an empty net. And missed the first try, but get the second.
Leafs never really do get a decent scoring opportunity. With Stolarz on the bench.
Emmett
Morgan He played in the Western League last year with Kamloops. Actually got into 10 games with Grand Rapids in the American League. Right at the end of the season, 37 goals and 84 points with Kamloops.
So the Leafs are not going to win a home game in this preseason.
Yeah. Led in 2 of them. They had the 2-0 lead against Ottawa in the first game, ended up losing in overtime, gave up 2 in the third. Shane Pinto put it away in overtime. Against Montreal, they chased the Canadiens. But as we've often said, remember what happened last year at training camp and preseason. And everybody will always say,
"What?" No, I don't.
And that's my point. Yes. Nobody's going to say, "Yeah, we missed the playoffs," but remember the preseason.
Remember the preseason?
We were 6-0.
Stolarz has gone to the bench again with a minute left in the third period. A puck in front of the net, and it was chopped just wide of the goal by Nicolas Roy. Back to the blue line, out of the reach of McCabe. He'll have to skate back into his own zone. Being chased hard there, and he's going to have it taken away by Soderblom, who got it in front of the net. 40 seconds left to go in the hockey game as the Leafs will work it up on the right side. And Nicolas Roy gets it out at center. Pass on the left wing side. Drop pass goes to Cowan. Cowan working back at the net. Finds his man Michelli coming out in front, but the pass was intercepted. And the Red Wings will get it out into the center ice area. And the time will tick down. As there's now a dozen seconds left in the game. Well, one more of these, and that will be in 2 nights' time down in Detroit. And then they'll get going for real when the Montreal Canadiens come to town. And again, don't read too much into all of this. It just is.
But I will say, based on Montreal making the postseason last year, that it's a more interesting. We've had a lot of Montreal-Toronto season openers that really didn't have a feel of any kind of rivalry or importance. But as we've said so many times, the Canadiens were making the playoffs when the Leafs weren't, and that's really what to me hurt the Ottawa-Toronto rivalry over the years, is they seemed to switch spots. One team was in, one team was out, and with the Montreal Canadiens making the postseason last year, Ottawa looking to build off their playoff appearance a year ago, I think it makes the division a lot more interesting and those games even more important.
Well, we will step aside and send it off to Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert. The Maple Leafs drop a 3-1 decision to the Detroit Red Wings. Join us again for the rematch in Detroit in 2 nights' time. You've been listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
You've been listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network. There's a Molson with your name on it.
Hear every high note, every #1 hit on one channel.
I'm Mariah Carey. My music and my stories.
And tracks from her new album, Here For It All.
On my own channel.
Mariah Radio, for a limited time, on now. With the SiriusXM app on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other connected devices.
We deliver the NHL.
Head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brind'Amour. What's the mental approach to get to the dance?
Every year you start at the same spot as every team, right? Like you're at the bottom of the mountain. And when we get to that point, if we can, then we can knock down the final kind of stretch of highway we haven't been able to cover. So let's make the best out of every day and play our ass off every night and see what happens.
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91. We deliver the NHL.
With Jim Nill, the general manager of the Dallas Stars, what have you determined over the summer that seems to be missing over the last 3 years?
It's not easy to win in the playoffs. Really, it's just finding a way to punch through. You maybe get a little bit lucky. Had to go through a lot of adversity, but that's what you have to do, and that's kind of a message to my team is, you've gone through adversity over these last 2-3 years, and you just have to keep at it.
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game, and when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206.
They say 1967 was the last time we danced, hoisting silver, hearts and trains. Since then, fate's played a wicked game, but we wear the crest, we chant the name. Clear the track, here comes Shaq, Ellis and Keon gonna take you back.
I'm strong and Horton won't ever fade, nor the tragic Lenny McDonald trade. Paul Henderson with game-winning goals, I've got 50 while Steve Thomas reloads.
Silla lit the night with 10, Turnbull fired 5 from the back end. Clark threw thunder, Gilmore spun gold, Sundin stood tall, brave and bold. Kuja clawed saves from the jaws of defeat. Salmon's epic rushes, pure elite. Reimer cried, we cried too. Matthews came and Hope felt new. Marner weaves, now Lander flies. Riley's rush electrifies. Mitch is gone, we wish him well. Now steps up, time will tell. Johnny T still going strong. Maybe this year things won't go wrong. We've seen the ghost, we felt the pain, but every April we rise again. Son of a pitch, I'm a Leaf fan. When Gretzky's high stick went unseen, when Montreal crushed our playoff dream, when Boston came back from 4-1 down, we wore the blue, we bore the frown. Son of a pitch, I'm a Leaf fan. A drought through wasted years, but loyalty, that's our brand. We stand, we chant, we clap our hands. We bleed the white, we wear the blue. We dream of what we're born to do. Raise that cup, parade the street. Maple Leafs, our hearts still beat. So cue the music, strike the chord. This ain't just hockey, it's folklore. From Carlton's grin to legends past, we'll leave forever, built to last. We'll feel the flame because every year we play the game. As Leaf fans, we'd all like to thank Joe Bowen for all the calls he made. Maybe this year he'll call a cup. As Leaf fans, we'll never give up. We'll never give up. Never give up.